So yeah. It'd be amazing to know what our market share in Tampa would be, because a lot of people, man, there's a lot of people in Tampa that come up to me and say, hey, I listen on 98.3 in Pinellas, like Caesar and all the boys over at Rubber City, and Fabrizi's guys over at Handyman, and Mike's Pizza, all the guys in the kitchen, they all listen to AM 820, or actually I think they listen to 98.3. But AM 820, AM 820 on a clear day will go to Jacksonville.
It will also go to Destin.
Yeah. You could listen to me on 103.1 in Destin, Florida. You could probably listen to me on 103.1 on the FM deal, and then flip over to AM 820 and listen to me over there too.
Yep. And Tallahassee. I mean, I was listening to a replay of us when I went up to Tallahassee for the FSU game.
Is that crazy or what?
It is.
And so usually you're not the stepchild, but we're over here sucking YouTube D and Rumble D and Twitch D. Like, we just suck.
Oh.
I mean, even Anna, she gets on her knees and she just sucks the.
So I was like, I got to follow through with something whorish.
Whorish.
Yeah.
So, like, that was like a ball licking or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you wanted it to be. It could be whatever you wanted it to be.
You know what? It was a licking. And
it was a licking of something.
Licking. There's no way to slice licking other than being, I mean, like, you know, if you're with a dude and you guys are licking, there's something going on there. Right?
I hope so.
Some messing around.
I hope he's not like whatever. I hope he's excited by it.
I just wish we knew, like they could just say, hey, Bubba, you know what? If you add AM 820, you add 98.3, and then what's
96.7, I think it is.
96.7 in Hillsboro, which isn't. Listen, 96.7 isn't near the signal that 98.3 in Pinellas is. Oh my God, that thing's a blowtorch. Not, you know, if you're in Hillsboro County, you might want to just listen to us on AM 820. So it'd be amazing if you combined all three of those states, because that's what they would do if we bought the ratings. They would combine all three, Lummy, and give us our score.
Oh, nice.
And I guarantee you, man, I promise you, there's so many people in Tampa that listen to us in the old school terrestrial way. There's so many people in Fort Walton Beach. I think we were number 2 last time in Fort Walton Beach. Now, see, we buy the ratings in Fort Walton Beach because it makes sense. We got that big, sexy FM. They got my buddy Bo Reynolds, who does the country station. I think they got like a wave station. I don't know how. I think JVC's got like 4 or 5
like 4
big time franchises. Like JVC's portfolio in Fort Walton Beach is far and I hope they don't get mad at me, but it's far sexier than your portfolio. It might be your sexiest market. Fort Walton Beach, you might have that. That might be your sexiest portfolio. Your Orlando portfolio's all right. But, man, in Fort Walton Beach, you got one. I think they got 103.1. They got the country. Then they got, like, the wave, like, I don't know. I think they got maybe 3 or 4 big, strong 50,000-watt, FMs. Like 103.1 is a bloat. It gets clear into Eglin Air Force Base. Like, it's a badass station.
Nice.
So early on, for the first 10 minutes of the show, somebody cut. We were not on our visual world. Our this is where we are usually. Usually, when we start the show, we are visually seen on Rumble, YouTube, and Twitch. Visually, and there's a lot of people that watch us. There is a lot of people that watch us on those three combinations.
And God bless them.
Yeah, Rumble. There's sometimes 2,000 people. Rumble will do 220. I've seen 2,200 live, and then in one day we'll have over 10 or 15,000 views on that video, so that does good. And then on YouTube we'll have, like, at any one time, I don't know if we ever hit 1,000.
We've been pretty close a couple times lately.
We've gone over 1,000 on YouTube.
Yeah, but recently, since we've spread ourselves a little thinner,
we're about 800.
Because back in the day, we were just on Twitch. That's it, and we do almost like 3,000 people, but that was it. Then we're like, you know what? Why
spread them legs?
Why just be sleeping with one dude when you can sleep? Why sleep with just 110 when you can sleep with 7, 8?
Yeah.
Right.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're, I mean, at the end of the day, what are we looking for? We're looking for money, right?
True.
That makes us radio whores. We're whores. Do whores make more money sleeping with one dude? Or do they make more money sleeping with a whole bunch of dudes?
A whole bunch of dudes.
Well, it matters.
Option B.
It matters if if we had one real. I've often fantasized that. That was honest. Actually, Lummy, Sirius XM was kind of our sugar daddy. We didn't really realize, but we had one entity that paid us a lot of money to do a show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Now, Anna, we got to sit here with, we're the people that run the red the Salvation Army kettlebells during the holidays.
Kettlebells?
Yeah. When you walk up to a strip mall or something and they got a guy ringing a bell.
I know what you're talking about.
It's called, exactly.
And then I just want to be like, shut up.
And you see those everywhere. Well, that's what we do every day. We're in the ringing our bell every day, bitch. Back in the day, though, Lummy, in the serious days, they were paying me like, here's $1 million contract. And then at one time, I had a $1 million contract with another $1.2 million contract with Beasley, and then 20% of all advertising.
Wow.
Yeah, and with $75,000 quarterly bonuses that I was hitting. So I think there was a couple years that I did like $4.5 million, $5 million. Yeah.
Pretty good.
From that, being able to roll in here late, not caring how much vacation time I took, not anything like that. Not just in here, not phoning it in, having a hell of a time, but just, living the rock star life.
You kind of didn't have a care in the world.
Didn't have a care in the world.
Oh, you had plenty of cares, friend.
Well, so
you
anyway.
just don't remember them.
Okay, thanks. So now I'm in here ringing that bell. I got to show up to work every day. But hey, here's the thing. Most people, when they went through what I went through, would have not been able to even bounce back and even try to do a show, to try to be able to make money, to try to be able to make a living, to pay your bills and not live comfortably, but at least pay your bills and have a little extra spending money. That's kind of where I am now in life. I used to be a millionaire.
Now you're a thousandaire.
No, now I'm a hundredaire. Yeah, I'm probably a thousandaire.
You're a thousandaire.
I mean, I probably got
you probably got a comma in your bank account.
I have a savings account. Now listen, I'm 57 years old, so I'm trying to, and I don't get 401k because I was always an independent contractor.
You just work and then die. I think that's how most of us are looking at it.
But here's the deal.
On.
I mean, I've been able to the last couple of years save just a little. I got a little bit of money,
a little nest egg.
I got like $2,500 if I needed it for a rainy day. That's all I need. The way I roll around, I got a truck. I got a truck. And Lummy, you know what? Here's the thing, Lummy.
What?
I almost have my truck paid off.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
So I'm gonna owe nobody nothing. Okay. So listen, I got my little apartment, and
which you're content with.
Very content.
Sounds like you really like it.
Right? It's just super small, super little.
That's all you need.
I spend most of my time over here. And I spend a lot of time upstairs in the merch, late. Boy, Lummy, I was here till 7 o'clock last night.
Wow.
Because I'm mailing the rings to the people like Tony Mandrich, and there's some people that got BARP rings, Lummy, that aren't going to be able to make it this year. So I'm just trying to get ahead of that deal. Like my buddy Chad from Miller, who provides all the beer.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't made it for the last 2 years.
No, he
so
hasn't.
I have 2 Chad from Miller, rings.
Do they know not to post pictures of it when they get it?
Oh, I didn't say. Well, I don't know.
Because didn't you want to keep it a surprise for everyone at BARP?
Yeah.
Didn't think of that, did you? That's okay.
I should have put that. See, I've been put on. I got these little. I got my Bubba Army thank you cards, and then I had the Merch Crick make a little slip in there that said, for my friends, it says, if you qualified for BARP or you're one of Bubba's closest friends, this is the time that he, the ring. I think she said the rings came in early, so we're getting them to you for those that can't attend the Bubba Army Radio Network. I'm sorry, the Bubba
Royalty
Army
party.
Royalty Party, Saturday, January 13th. I should have put in there, please do not post any pictures online. Oh, man.
How many did you send out?
Oh, I don't even want to get into it. I'm so I got
Like more than
I got so
10?
much, I have so much anxiety. Yeah, but here's the deal. So they get out. Who cares? They are so impressive and so cool that if I saw it and I'd be like, "Oh my god."
But I mean, if someone's gonna break the news, I feel like it should be you, not just some random post.
All right, then I'll show. Then I'm going to show the ring today.
Mm-hmm.
What? I mean, like, what am I supposed to do? You're leaving me no options. You're arguing with me. You know what?
I would call. I would
this?
text
I
those
can't,
people.
I can't.
Text all of them, Bubba.
There's too many.
All right. Well, would it be? I guess.
No, you know what, Anna?
Hopefully they listen to the show. Don't post.
No. Actually, a lot of them don't. So you know what, Anna? But I do have their phone numbers. So I will text them today. They haven't got it yet.
I understand.
So I'll text them today. So help me craft the text. Something like, "Hey,
friend."
Hey, Larry. Of course, Larry Plummer is going to be here. I just used that name.
Yeah.
Hey, friend.
Yeah.
You'll be getting something in the mail in the next few days from me.
Yep.
Could you? I'm only asking one thing. Please do not post any pictures of what I have sent you until after January 14th.
Perfect.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
And they're
easy.
There, boom.
Copy paste. Hey, friend, and then send that to 30 people.
And then everything else because I'm going up with the Merch Crick today to do some more rings. I'll just have her make. I can even hand write on because we made these little inserts that we put in the card.
Mm-hmm.
But I can even write on there. Please do not post on any social networking till January 14th, 2024. Maybe if she's listening, she can redo the ones that she did, or would it be just easier to?
Oh, I have no idea. You'd have to ask her.
Anyway, yeah. So Merch Crick, whatever you think, whether you reprint them.
Or a little P.S. Willie at the bottom.
She likes writing. She likes to write, so she can just do P.S. Please do not post a pic. Please do not post a pic of this gift till January 14th, 2024. Thank you.
Dion was going to use it as a recruiting tool. Wear it around.
Dion, hey, man, let me tell you something, because Dion's getting one.
Oh, yeah.
I sent one to Dion.
Nice.
I sent one to Shador.
Nice.
And I sent one to Shiloh.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. And I sent one to Bucky, the guy who, Salami. The reason why I sent it to, if I would have sent it to Dion, usually I just send one to Dion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this year I'm like, let me send one to Shiloh and Shador because the Buffalo thing was kind of cool, and whatever. I don't know. Well, here's what I'm thinking on, though. You have to help me out. I'm sending, now these are the Bubba Army royalty rings are very impressive. They really are. But they're cubic zirconias. I mean, they're not real diamonds, but
sure.
But they're a very bulky.
They're chunky.
Let me, and I think you would even attest. They're literally the size and quality of a Super Bowl ring.
Yes, they are.
Like they're not cheap.
No.
They're like I've gone to Ray's when they had ring night and it's cheap. It's like cheap little
2009 it was.
And you can buy
crap.
those rings from like these merchandising places for like $1.10 a piece or something.
Jeez.
And so, but I think you would admit that our rings, the only thing that would make our rings more cooler, but there'd be no way I could afford them, would be if all the stones were real. Like the white stones were real diamonds and the red stones were real rubies. Then that ring might be worth 30, 40 grand at that point. But anyway, it's an expensive. These rings that we make are quite expensive. They are, they're in the hundreds of dollars each ring. And so, I make the Bub Army royalty rings. And do you think, like, Anna, when Shador gets one, because I'm sending one, I sent 4 of them to Dion. One for him, one for Shador, one for Shiloh, and then Bucky Lummy. He's the one that does all the
media,
social media and things. So I'm like, if I don't send one to Bucky, then I got no chance of getting a social rub. But if I send one to Bucky, then maybe, just maybe, I could get all 4 of them. Let me, if all 4 of the Sanders guys stood side by side, showing their Bubba Army ring, would it be? I think Dion and I are on such a good friend level that I don't think it would be inappropriate after he gets these next week to say, Dion, favor for you for my social media, for a kick in my, because he understands the importance of social media, and he knows that he knows that everybody needs to be on the grind on the social media deal.
Can you ask a favor? Can Shador show the ring off when he scores a touchdown next year instead of his watch?
No, I wouldn't even ask that, Lummy. No, I wouldn't. Although that would be the baddest. But he scores against, like a real important team. It's the last. It's the
scores against USC.
Scores against USC. They were down by 5. There was 3 seconds left. Shador scrambles. Fourth quarter, it gets almost tackled. They're at the 5. He almost gets tackled, and Lummy, he runs, and some guy hits him. Remember when the Packers guy hit John Elway and he helicoptered?
Yeah.
And Shador helicopters into the end zone. They win the ball game, and he goes right to that corner, and where he shows the watch now, he flips his finger, and he's got a Bubba Army ring. No. But Anna, would it be too much? And knowing the type of relationship I have with Dion, if I said, Dion, for my social media, to really blow up my social media, can I have all 4 of you, Bucky, Shador, you, and Shiloh, all fist to fist, looking at the camera?
Like what is it?
Like
Captain Planet? Is that the thing?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
But all 4 of their fists out, right?
Yeah.
Touching each other, all 4 of their fists touching each other, and boom, with 4 big Bubba Army rings. That picture saying, prime, or Coach Dion. I think it's prime time.
That's too much to ask.
Prime time media loves, or prime time media is, and then at the Bubba Army.
Now, when you're asking for the picture, are you asking him to post it, or are you asking him for a picture that he sends to you?
Either. I'll be happy with either. Like,
of course,
I only would expect or want a picture that I could post.
Sure.
That he sent. But if he.
That would be freaking awesome.
See, Lummy, that's where you got the Bucky deal. Since Bucky could be like, and Bucky talks real gangster too.
Do you know Bucky? Like personally?
Yes.
Okay.
So I know Bucky personally.
Okay.
So Bucky, and he talks real, like Bucky talks so thug that it's hard to understand sometimes. So,
like, how does he talk?
You're like, man, we got these 4 rings and everything, man. Bubba wants us to take a picture of these rings and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Are all of his kids? Do they speak cleanly as well?
Oh yeah, no. Only Bucky.
Swears?
Only Bucky gets a little ghetto. Like Shador talks like literally he's a white guy. For real.
I would.
For real.
Okay.
Like, I mean, he's like, he does not have a black twang about him, if that is a thing. And I'm not trying to be racial.
It's called a black scent, okay?
Okay, so anyway, a black scent? Yeah.
That's what I've been calling it for the last 15 years.
Shador didn't have a black scent. Shiloh's got a little black scent, and Bucky's got, like, real black scent. And Dion's kind of in the middle. He'll get a little ghetto, and then he gets proper. And
when I close my eyes, I can hear Dion.
Sure,
it's probably not white. Yeah.
Yeah, you can sometimes. But then when he gets with his African American friends, then he gets a little bit more of an urban vibe to him.
Sure.
So Lummy, can you imagine? See now, Anna, I wouldn't. See now, here's the deal. What if Dion gets the rings in the next couple days? I shouldn't put the no posting on social media for him. Am I right? I mean, if Deion Sanders,
I see what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, we don't want the ring out. What it looks like, we want it to be a surprise. But you almost renege on those rules.
Yeah.
Rules.
If Deion breaks the news.
Yeah. If Deion, there's only 2. Well, or Tucker.
Tucker got one?
Tucker gets a ring. Yes. Tucker. I'm trying to think like the most famous, influential people Tony Stewart, Tucker, Dion. Those are probably the only three that are really, really. Oh, Tony Mandrich.
Yeah.
So, but like, Dion's at the top of that.
I'm sad Tony Mandrich's not coming to Barb.
I know.
I was really looking forward to meeting him, actually.
It's still 50-50.
Oh, okay.
But so like if it gets released by, Dion and his 4 sons, or it gets released by Tucker Carlson. Right?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are because Tony doesn't have that big. I mean, Tony's Tony. I love Tony, but he's not nearly on the level of, as far as media numbers, his social media numbers, the size of Tucker or Dion.
No.
Right?
Yeah, he's famous in our hearts, but yes.
So the rule is going to be for everybody that I send a ring to because they can't make the party, the rule is going to be please do not post any pictures until January 14th unless you're Dion or Tucker.
Yep.
And if you're Dion or Tucker, then we're going to be like, hey, listen, man, how cool is it for you guys to get the debut of what our ring looks like? If we're not going to do it, how cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
And the ring is so cool that those people are wearing it.
Yeah, it is really cool.
And they have the same type of ring that you do. So it almost makes the ring cooler knowing that Dion and Tucker got one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who else has got one?
Who?
And I have a picture of him pointing to the camera. Grady Judd.
No
Oh,
way.
nice.
Yeah.
No way. Can he come to Barb?
No, we'd all get arrested. I mean, we'd
Yeah,
all get
yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
He's not one of those.
I
that
forgot he
wanna
was a
go.
cop. I'm sorry.
Not only is he a cop, but he would arrest his own mom.
He'd have so many of those cards for us.
He would arrest. He'd have
120 cards.
And this guy here is Justin. He calls himself Big Red, and he had some pills on him.
This
And
is
then
the Bub Army gang over the weekend.
this guy calls himself Warren Garrison, and he blew a 5.0 on the alcohol meter.
This guy goes by Little Wilbur's Afterbirth.
And
he's a sicko.
and he had a switchblade and mushrooms on him.
Iggy McGillicuddy.
Iggy McGillicuddy.
Everybody. And
you can see he's in the gym, but he is requested he wants to be housed in the gym part of the jail. So he's sleeping on a bench right now in between sets.
him and Macho Man.
Yeah, I am a Macho Man. This guy calls himself the Macho Man, and we've had to put him in solitary confinement.
He's requested rave music.
Because he wants EDM music, Molly, and to work out. And that doesn't work here in Polk County, buddy.
An airtight ski pole. Joe from the West
Jesus.
Side.
Yeah. So anyway, listen, I don't even know I don't even know what rabbit hole I was down about
Rings.
six of them.
Sending out the rings.
Yeah, so the rings are here. And I'm sending them out to various people. I'm gonna today's after show is the sports show, so I can get right on out of here. And
Yes.
and so I can get right on out of here. Get upstairs, start texting the people that I sent rings to, and then maybe pre-text Dion and say, Dion.
Yeah.
As I'm sending texts to everybody that reads, please do not post until January 14th, 2024, blah, blah, blah. As I'm sending those posts, should I text Dion and say, I always call him Prime. Prime, I got a package coming your way. Should be there any day. It's for you and Bucky and Shador and Shiloh. Is there any way... Now, Anna, he's gotten rings before, so I could say it's my annual Bubba Army ring. I could say that, so he knows, he has an idea.
Yeah.
Should I say that?
Sure.
So I say it's my annual Bubba Army ring. They are really, really badass this year. My question and or favor / ask is, could you send me a picture of all 4 of you guys? Fists to the camera.
Yeah, showing, putting them on display or something.
Putting them on display for my, so I can get some social media grind. Boom. That's what I think. That's
that's perfect, and I think that he will absolutely do that for you.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
And then Tucker, I actually did text Tucker yesterday.
Oh, nice.
I mean, and got a return text back.
Oh, really? Good.
Had a 2 or 3 texts, I said something, he got back to me. I then said something else, and he got back to me.
Awesome.
And then I said, appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. And that's where we ended.
Well, if you need any help with merch for like an hour after the show, I'll be around.
No, I'm good. Okay.
Well, if merch, okay.
No, I'm good. We have a little system up there.
Okay.
And you would just get in the way.
I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean or nothing.
Okay.
I mean, like.
No, I like it.
No, you don't. It completely freaks you out.
I like it.
So the rings are here, and they are so unbelievable. Oh my God! And so, Lummy, we're configuring it a little bit different this year. We got a 20 by 50 tent.
Oh yeah.
And so it's going to be closed three-sided, and then it will face to the wall, like towards
from the windows to the wall.
To towards AAA Lummy, it'll face that wall, and it'll come out to about where the Diacos park their cars. So then we'll put the stage kind of to the side of that, like we did. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then a big outside area, fire pits and porterlets.
Fire pits and porterlets.
Fire pits.
That could be a country song.
And porterlets. We got all that. We're going to have a sound system. We're going to have maybe two, but at least one TV playing whatever football game in the tent. If it's weather permitting, if it's cold, we will get, a 6 of those Sunbelt rental space heater. Get like those big propane, those big towers that cast off all kinds of heat.
Yeah, the same one from last year.
Yeah, we'll get a whole bunch of those. We're gonna have 3 fire pits. We're gonna have food inside. We'll probably have our food outside, but we're gonna have food. Liquor. I don't know how many bartenders do we usually have? We have usually
like
one,
3 or 4.
Yeah, we usually have one on the inside and then a couple on the outside.
Last year we had 4 or 5. We had 2 outside and 2 or 3 in here.
Okay, well we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do the Hall of Fame ceremony inside. Inside of here, Lummy, the Hall of Fame ceremony, which will be jam packed. Not everybody really will be able to get in. What we might have to do, Lummy, is we're going to have to, because this is only so limited. We may have to broadcast camera the Hall of Fame ceremony to a TV outdoors so that people can watch it out. They can watch it in the green room or outdoors, but you can't get in the studio because it's capacity.
You don't want to do what you did last year?
What was that?
Outside on the stage?
Oh, and then they walked him in?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that. See, Lummy, that's why I got you around.
Oh, thank you, Bubba.
To get me,
squared away
on a square. So let me go into words, but let me tell you, I think prior to the rings, Anna, we were talking about the fact that we had a big fiber gate here. And for the first, 10, 15, 20 minutes, Macho Man might be able to give me the information as to how long we were off our visual worlds. But there was from the show open till 15 after, I think we were available only terrestrial.
About 8 minutes.
8 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first, that big 8-minute caper.
Oh, yeah. You have to go back and watch it on YouTube or Rumble.
Rhett might have to. Now, Rhett, will that on the replay? Does that 8 minutes just sink itself in, or do you got to cut it in, or like how does that? Or do you make it a special in itself? The first 8 minutes of Wednesday, December 13th show that you didn't see, the forgotten 8. I mean, like what do you do?
Unfortunately, we didn't get it on video, so it's gone.
Well,
So it's
the best
gone.
thing is they have to go to Bubba Army HQ. And they
Yeah,
can
the
listen to it
Bubba
there.
Army HQ is the only place you're going to be able to hear those lost 8 minutes.
No.
Oh, there we go.
So if you didn't hear it live, which there could have been, there's a lot of people that may have listened to us on, in Fort Walton Beach and Tampa, wherever the hell, Orlando, Phoenix. If you didn't hear it live, Lummy, the first eight minutes of our show, the only place you're ever going to be able to hear it is to go to Bubba Army HQ and subscribe and at least be a sergeant where you can go back and listen to archive shows.
Grunt.
No, I don't think Grunt.
I'm sorry.
I don't
You're
think
right. You're right.
Grunt.
No, the archives.
Doesn't allow for the archives.
Yeah.
My bad.
There's different levels of what you get. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's on your way.
Yeah, it's up. Sorry. So, can we get in, Mach? Do you have or Rhett, do we have an idea as to what happened? The main fiber cord that we feed that we get all of our internet from. A zillion, and like we got the highest internet. I think we got like 1K or something. Some industrial bundle costs about $800 a month. That's what our internet bill is. This is ridiculous.
We're paying for double that, 2 gigs.
Yeah, we got 2 gigs. And we got us a big ass trunk coming in here. We should have no problems. And like nobody goes in the back of the rack room and messes with nothing. And all of a sudden, out of the 7,000 cords back there, the one cord, the fiber cord that keeps us on the air, is phantomly cut.
Yes. Very weird.
Now, does anybody have a theory as to what may have happened? Or do we think it might have, do we got a rat problem again?
I think there's more of a chance that it's a rat than a dog, just because of how high up off of the ground the fiber cable is. It's easily 4, 5, 6 feet off of the ground.
They're back!
It's weird because of all the other cords, the other 50 cords around it, the only one that was cut was the fiber cord.
That's, again, why we're still trying to investigate a little bit back here and see what we can find.
Do we think now, do we think that people that were in the building working cut something?
I wouldn't rule it out.
Now, on purpose or while they were working?
It's hard to tell right now.
Wait, can you give me a full report when you get it?
Yes.
Thanks.
Bubba the Love Sponge. Bubba the Love Sponge. We got Bubba the Love Sponge. The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
I always got to go to the back. Hopefully she hurries up. Buzzman. Yes, he does limo, dude. He does still have his track. Bubba Raceway Park.com limo, dude. Buzzman. You've given out Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. I cannot see until I go back there with Macho. Never know, Wiz. There you go, little dude. What's up, Dark Man Steve? Morning, Elkhart Rob. Christopher Stevens. I'll have to go to the back real quick.
Okay.
At least he has his priorities in order.
Great. What do we do with him now?
We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. I think we're on all platforms now. Thank you very much for being patient. We had a little bit of a wire got cut gate. I've gotten some texts from Erica. She's like, I'm checking the building blinks right now. There was a suspicious car that was driving by last night. As I'm checking. Listen, I don't think that you can get into this building I don't think you can get into this building, Lummy, without being on camera.
I don't think so.
Yeah, like we have Macho Man's got like a camera system that perimeters the entire building that goes to a hard drive, kind of deal, and then we have blinks on every entrance, and then right there at the stairs showing. It shows who goes in that side and then who goes upstairs.
Yeah.
And I think there's a blink right outside the front door, and there's a blink on the side door. And I think there's and Lummy, I know there's a blink in the back door too.
Yes, there is.
So I I hope nobody thinks that we had a break-in last night and some burglar came into the middle of the night.
Or that it was one of us. I thought that's what.
Well,
the conspiracy was.
Yeah, I think that's more. I mean,
that it was an inside job.
I think it's honest to God, it would be a better chance for it to be one of us that cut it than it would be, or one of somebody who works with us or something. It's somebody internally before it was some guy that went through the front gate undetected or jumped
the wall.
I guess he started in the back, He jumped over the swamp in the storage unit, which is impossible to get through, and then jumped over that fence and then fought off 2 killer goats and jumped over our back fence.
Yeah.
And then
tunneled his way into the building.
I don't know.
There's no entrance in here that doesn't have a video.
Right. So then, how did it happen?
Right.
And Brad, are you still working on it? Is it still a thing? Are you guys working?
I mean, we're on the backup now, so we're just gonna have to replace that cable. But other than looking at the cameras, no, we haven't found much more evidence. We did know that weird car she was referring to. Someone did drive by the studio awfully slow. 4, 5, 6 times last night for some reason.
Yeah, that's just. But
fans.
That's just fans.
Yeah, you're not going to see anything else. We haven't seen anything else pop up.
That's why we have a fortress of a gate.
Yeah.
I mean, out of all we don't have the fortress ability that Brinks does. I mean, literally 2 doors down, there's a Brinks place, and I mean, think about how much money they have.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because I think, what they do is they store the money. They go get the money from the bank or whoever needs the money, right?
Yeah.
And I think they take it to a central money holding area. And then they are the ones that disperse it back to the banks. The banks can only carry so much cash legally. And then they have to, and it deters bank robbers. If the bank kept all their money. I think that's why the Brinks thing happens. I don't know, but anyway, I know we're not as have as much security as they do. But other than that, man, we probably had the second most secure building in this entire industrial park.
Oh yeah, of course.
Sure.
Right, right?
Yeah.
So we thank God we've never had a problem. And here's the deal, man. If anybody ever does screw with our building and you do get in, we're gonna have you on camera, we're gonna, and don't think you can't, we got you. I'm just and then don't be surprised if somebody's here, you don't get shot.
Yeah. At any time.
Efron and find out.
Right, because all of us
IDF on that ass.
All of us got guns. So, Lummy, listen, you're gonna get so mad at me.
No, he can't. He's incapable of being mad at you.
Oh,
yes.
But I just found a page that you wanted me to read, and I don't think that I read it, and it was for these upcoming Best of Bubbas that we're doing. Don't forget this Friday, is our last terrestrial show. So all of like for 2 weeks, like Rummy, did you have like 10 shows to put together? 12 shows.
Yes.
And did I read these? And 2, do you need them?
You did not read them. I could just use them for the next one. It's fine.
But are they? Oh, so you're saying all 12 are done?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, we're just doing double checks.
Mm-hmm. Which you need to double check, Lummy, because when you single checked last time, you single checked, what happened?
Yeah, back in
not so good. But you know, we don't even have to get into it. But
yeah, we haven't had a problem since I was the only one doing them.
Right.
So we got our systems now in place.
We have systems in place?
Yes, we do.
Of course we do. We have systems. It makes it sound like we're really big time. We have systems in place.
Yeah, we got a bunch of systems.
So let me, if I read these, do you want me to read them and you have them for next time? Or if I read them now, then you already have lost them by next time, and you probably should just have me read them closer to when the next time you're going to do best ofs. Like what would you like me to do?
Whatever you.
That was not an option. Whatever I want to do is not the option. My question to you is, what do you want me to do? And be honest. If you don't want me to read them, I won't read them. By the way, your Warsaw sign needs to come down just a little bit.
Okay.
Needs to come down.
What did that go over there?
Because we're putting our YouTube plaque behind me. Over here.
Yes.
So my Warsaw sign has to go.
Oh, I know. I was just wondering when that was. I think I noticed it yesterday.
Monday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Lummy needs to go more towards me. And
pointing at you.
Needs to go more this way. And like I want to get it perfect here, Lummy.
Pretty cool sign.
But Lummy, you got. Yes, Anna. Thank you so much for the sign. It was probably one of the most thoughtful things ever. That's why I put it on camera.
I appreciate you putting it on camera. That actually made me really happy.
With your hints now, shut up. We're trying to do something. Yes, it's the best sign. It's the greatest gift I ever got. The person that gave it to me should be commended. They're the best ever. One of the most thoughtful, coolest gifts ever. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm not just taking it down. I still want it to be on camera.
I appreciate that.
But the place that I had it, that's where our little, Google, YouTube
absolutely. Plus,
play
you got
button
the TV
has
back
to
there.
be.
So.
But that's where it has to be for optimal,
sure,
visibility.
And thank you.
And so I'm like, well, then I'll just, take the Warsaw sign and move it over by Lummy.
Yeah, you can see it perfect now.
Realistically, the Google Play sign would probably look better in front of where Lummy's little area back there gives you the most real estate, but I'm afraid that he'll mess it up.
Really?
So,
he'll just back into it.
Yeah,
and it'll fall on the floor.
Exactly.
Break in half.
What if we frame it?
Exactly. What do you mean? What if we frame it?
What if we put the plaque in a frame? They make frames for him.
They do?
Yeah, if you're worried about him bumping it or whatever.
Well, let's try this first. Let's try to put it where we were going to put it, behind me, and see if it pops. It might not pop because it's behind me is so far, so it might not pop. But right behind Lummy pops pretty good. Lummy, you still don't have it right. Now you got it crooked. You need to move it. Okay, Lummy, you know what? And you need to move it parallel with your mic. So if you were to take your microphone and draw a straight line to the wall, the
flag?
Yeah, the mic flag. If you were to just take a line and go from the mic flag right on over to the wall, that's where the edge of the sign needs to be, the front edge. We're trying to position my Warsaw, Indiana is 1,115 miles.
Which it is, I looked it up.
From exactly our location,
yes.
1,115 miles. If I had to hitchhike, that'd probably take me a year. How far can the average guy hitchhike? I guess it depends on who picks you up.
Right. And if you die, if you get killed in transit.
Yeah, and I don't even think that hitchhiking is legal anymore. I think hitchhiking is illegal. Hey, Alexa, is hitchhiking legal?
From Cornell.edu. The solicitation for a ride, commonly known as hitchhiking, is prohibited, and stopping or allowing a vehicle to be standing while hitchhikers board is also prohibited.
So a real big dick of a cock would be like, sir, you know I pulled you over? No, One, you picked up a hitchhiker. That's one charge. And then two, it's illegal to stop on the highway while picking up a hitchhiker. So you got your 2 ones today there, buddy, for that stinky ass, no good son of a bitch that's rolling up and down the road, probably hiding from something. Sir, you got an ID? You know all hitchhikers probably have a record.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right?
You think so?
I mean,
or do you think it was like? Because I know back in the day when my parents grew up, sometimes they did that.
no, yeah, but that was a different era. I'm talking
okay,
about
you mean
today's.
now?
I'm talking
Yeah.
about today's
yeah.
hitchhikers.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not talking about hitchhikers in the 60s and the 70s where they were
Yeah.
just like some hippies that didn't have enough money to
Yeah.
get like, hey, dude, man, you're like in San Diego and you're hitchhiking north and somebody picks you. Hey, wait,
Trying
where
to
you
go
at?
to Big Sur, dude.
Hey, man, I'm trying to go to Santa Monica, dude.
Trying to hit up Santa Cruz, bro.
So, man, you know, what about, man? I got like $1 or $2 I could help for gas, dude. Can you just help me out? Can I put my surfboard on top of the roof, dude? All right, man. You got, and then they're smoking weed back and forth.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
They're cool as hell. Like, you don't have to worry about the driver having a switchblade or even the hitchhiker having a butter knife. Like, they're just real cool dudes. But that's how hitchhiking used to be, and that's how
Yeah.
society was. Society was cooler to you. Society automatically didn't think that you were, a scumbag. Society thought you, like in today's world, my starting point with a stranger is they're a dick,
Oh, yeah.
and then things get better or worse from there. But back in the day, people were just genuinely nicer. They were like,
I
hey,
wouldn't say that. I would just say because you didn't have 24-hour news cycle, and also you didn't have social media and stuff like that. So when this sort of stuff happened, you didn't really hear about it.
Well, but Anna, not having all that stuff didn't keep you deranged, so that when you met somebody new, you actually engaged in conversation because you wanted to learn about that. But like otherwise, you'd just be on your, like if you picked up a hitchhiker now and they had a cell phone where they could like be on Facebook and screw around, they'd be doing that before talking to you.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, back in the day, it's like, okay, I don't have a cell phone. You don't have a cell phone. So tell me what you got going on. Well,
Absolutely. People
my
engage
wife-
in conversation.
my wife left me, and then I lost my job, and then it's just I have a friend that lives up in Santa Monica, and he said he owns a concrete business. He said I could come work for him and sleep on his back, on his couch for a while till I get back on my feet, and hopefully me and my wife can work it out. But I gotta get me a job, support my family. I mean, that's how the American man was wired. I have to support my family. I have an obligation. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna actually put my boots on and go to work for the day, not the average male now that sits around on the couch wanting to know if he's going to get a stimulus check while playing Fortnite with his buddies and in his pajamas at 2 p.m. eating cereal.
I sent you.
Right? That's what they are now.
It's
Back in
sad.
the day, the dude was hitchhiking to go get a job so he could send it back home and support his family. Now the dude just wants to, eat Captain Crunch and play Fortnite at
Which is delicious.
2 p.m. What'd you send me, Lummy?
I sent you this Caleb Kai that he was known
Who?
as.
What?
Caleb Kai. He was known as Kai the hatchet wielding hitchhiker.
Oh dear.
Smash!
So
smash!
This interview is from 2013, but he was later convicted hitchhiking in 2019 for first-degree murder.
So if I'm not
no.
mistaken, in this interview, he had stopped an attack on somebody.
Yes, that's what.
And
That's how he got viral.
he was praised in
Yeah.
the media for a little while for stopping that attack, and then we found out not too long after this he had smashed.
So
somebody.
this dude was like a kind of a cool hitchhiker, and while hitchhiking, he stopped a crime.
Yes.
And so everybody was like, "Oh my God, this guy's the best!" Oh my dude, this hitchhiker dude.
What year is this?
2011, 2012.
Well, this is 2013. The interview is.
Okay.
And so he's like, they're like, "Oh my God, this hitchhiker dude! Look at him. He certainly he plays the part. He's got long ass hair. He's got a backpack. He's just a nomad, a gypsy, if you will. And even good Samaritans like come in the versions of hitchhikers.
Yeah, it
so,
looks very Colorado to me.
yeah, he does. He looks so. You're exactly right. He is so Colorado or Washington.
He's from Alberta.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
he looks real woodsy.
Just far north Washington, essentially.
And so you're like, this guy stops a crime. Everybody's like, oh my God, this guy's a hero. They look into, I guess they either followed him around or something. But he got convicted of first-degree murder while hitchhiking. So does that mean somebody picked him up and he killed him?
It looks like while he was hitchhiking, it looked like, yeah, he came into a problem.
This lawyer says, hey, you want to, you come stay with me for a few days. Well, and that's kind of odd. So maybe the lawyer kind of is, maybe, I don't know, trying to find a dude that he can blast. I don't know. It's kind of odd to let a homeless person come stay in if you're a lawyer. Now, if you're just like, I don't know, to me, especially New York City, that's like the bowels of humanity to let somebody come stay at your lawyer pad for 2 days. I don't know if that sounds very,
it's
that's
a little
not,
weird.
yeah.
Bystanders to it came over and told me to stop, and I was like, why stop? And he was like, the cops are already on their way. I was like,
I've heard enough, so I don't know. Because this goes on for quite a while, doesn't it, Lummy?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a hitchhiker right there.
Yeah, I would be afraid to hitchhike. Wouldn't you?
I would be afraid to pick up one too.
Well, first, Lummy, you shouldn't be afraid to hitchhike because you're a big dude.
Yeah.
So like you might not get picked. Like Anna, she'd get picked up. Like we should do a hitchhiking challenge, and like we put Anna out there just kind of like in a cute tank top, in some with those donkey jeans that she wears with her little bobby socks, and she puts her thumb out there. We're over there by Barris and 275.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she just puts her little thumb out there like she was I'm just going to Gainesville.
She'd be picked up in 3 seconds.
There'd be cars locking them up trying to pick her up, right?
Yeah.
So then we put my ass out there, right? See how long it takes for me to get picked up.
You're still there.
Yeah, and all I got, and everybody has the standard. You have a Bubba Army backpack, like that's all you got, okay? And then Lumby, we put you out there, and then we put Macho Man out there. We put Red out there. It'd be interesting to statistically see. Dan might get picked up pretty fast too.
Yeah, he would.
A lawyer with a $3,000 suit on the side of the road and snakeskin suit, right?
Yeah, of course he would.
He gets picked right on up. Anna, can you imagine how fast the guys would pick you up because they would just want to, do bad things to you?
To rape me, yeah.
Who do you think would be last out of all of us?
You.
That's true.
Just because you're so big, you're like, man, I can't even pick. I mean, like even
this
guy.
Macho. I mean, he's pretty scary looking.
Yeah, but he looks he's scary. You're right. He's scary looking. So he's next to last. I think it would go if we're going last or first. I think it would be you, Macho Man, Rhett. No.
Rhett has his wiener dog, so he's good.
Me, Rhett. But no, you can't put the dog in there.
Oh, okay.
Rhett, Dan, Anna. Anna, you won something.
Yay!
Yay!
Who got picked?
Most rapeable.
I got my free speech ears on, good buddy. We got a Bubba the Love Sponge show coming up here straight ahead.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
All right, back away a little bit. I'm gonna make a sign adjustment here. Elevate it out.
Here comes lunch.
Oh shit!
Shit!
You gotta go eat.
I mean, what the fuck? Can you move your bag? Sorry, I gotta get in here and be the fucking true artist that I am.
Here comes lunch.
We'll try that, Lemmy, okay?
Thank you.
And if that's the optimal spot, we could put it framed up. That Google Play thing might look
Good cash.
the best there. It just scares me to
Those
put
calves,
something.
buddy.
It just did I?
Yeah, they're always fucking popping.
Even just walking.
7 dynamic
Oh, yeah.
solutions, 15 on the cash.
I'm on my fast deal today. I'm on 8. This is 18.
Woo! How you feeling?
Good. I feel actually I feel better when I am on it than when I'm off of it. I feel
Worse.
I just I get disappointed in myself.
Well, you're back on your shit. And people want to know what you're eating.
French fries and steak.
Yum.
Omaha.
Steak confit.
I got an Omaha.
Omaha.
Bacon wrapped filet.
Yeah. Yep.
Go to omahasteaks.com and use the code Bubba. Is it just Bubba or Bubba 50?
I think it's booby.
Yes, sir. Bubba.
Yeah.
Just Bubba. Just go to omahasteaks.com and use Bubba. Just Bubba.
Is your name booby? Oh.
I'm on YouTube right now. Hi, YouTube. I wish I could get you YouTube lovers up to 1,000.
What is your name?
That would be pretty fucking cool.
There's a shit ton of thumbs up, too. Hit the thumbs up.
720 people currently on 27.
Is your name?
And only 76 likes. Come on, guys.
Come on, Matt.
144 likes. But 800 motherfuckers watching you. But only 144 like you. Hold on, it said Anna just made a sports joke.
I did?
Yeah, you said Omaha.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Manny.
That's what yep. Peyton Manning.
What did you say?
I said Omaha.
Oh my God, you knew that?
Well, I know it's a football thing. I didn't really know. Yes, I knew that.
That's kind of impressive.
You should be impressed by me. I wish more people were. Unfortunately, they're not. But is your name motherfucker Booba? He's eating them steaks. How do you like your steak cooked?
Rare.
Yeah.
Well, no. Medium rare.
Medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
Yum. Thank you, J Gator. Let me impress you.
So even when I just walk by you, my calves look good?
Yes, Mitch.
Oh yeah, baby. They're always they look like they're always flexing. They're always popping.
So like if you saw me at an amusement park and you were standing behind me.
I'd be like, yeah.
And I was walking.
Damn.
And I was walking, you'd be like, he's kind of a fat guy, but god dang, he's got some fucking calves on him.
Yeah, you have a very muscular build.
No.
You do. Your legs are fucking jacked up.
I'm like a grasshopper.
Sure.
I got good legs.
Grasshoppers have good legs.
Yeah.
You're more like a daddy. Long leg, you know?
Thank you, 70 volts. Look into that. Send me an email.
Oh, let it out. Let it out. What's up, little Wilbur's after birth? Big Gator. I did like 3.5 hours of jujitsu yesterday. I'm fucking exhausted.
Really?
Yeah.
Nowhere near near the rare air at the top of the heap.
I mean, we know what's important.
More like the bottom feeders existing on the scraps of society.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
No activity on PayPal today. Who wants to be the first?
Let's go.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army. Oh yeah, hold on. Go back to the Lummy ISO. No, actually, go back to the 4-screen, because the Lummy ISO is different, probably individually, than it is part of the 4-screen tile. Oh, that looks. Oh, I almost got it, Lummy.
You almost got it?
The Warsaw sign. I just need to move it back. I'll make my
move
final.
It to the right, like 5 inches.
No, not 5 inches, but
okay.
Let me get right. See, let me. You can't lean back. That's not how you normally broadcast.
What are you, Fat Joe?
I was just looking at it. Sorry.
Get in the right. Now, see, now it looks perfect. See, you don't talk the same way. See, now you just moved up.
But yeah, you told me to go back to my spot.
I want you to go back to where you broadcast.
Right. Ben.
Now,
yeah, this is it. This is where he's usually at.
All right. Well, Lana, let me see if you can move your microphone flag. Push it a little bit so that I can maybe see a little bit more. Yeah, like right there.
Daddy like.
Sunny days, $50 on the Cash App.
I sent you the trailer from that Netflix hitchhiker story.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I'd never heard of this guy before. And apparently there was a whole documentary on him.
When?
I guess it was 11 months ago, it said. Yeah. So it's pretty recent.
So the hitchhiker guy,
Caleb Lawrence.
He had a documentary done. This isn't like, like 10 years ago. This is relatively
11 months was the trailer from Netflix. So
all right, let me see. Did it do well? Did it?
I have no idea.
I never heard of it though, so I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
this is the first time we're all talking about it, so must not have done that great.
Right,
the hitch-wielding hitchhiker.
Because I think the whole world of like streaming is like if you got a buzz. Or not, like let me like Yellowstone and 18. Like is there Mayor of Kingstown and back in the day it was like Orange is the New Black and To Catch a Murderer and Tiger King, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That really got us through COVID, Tiger King. Do you remember when it came out?
If something's good, like you'll catch a buzz on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
big time.
people you can, like Dr. McSherry, for instance. He'll tell you what I'm watching on, and he'll tell you the good ones. Like he's the one that got me on a couple of good ones, My sister is the one that got me on Ozark.
Yeah, that was a great series. Holy God.
And that's lightning in a bottle with regards to streaming, like having Breaking Bad or an Ozark, or like that big of a franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
On HBO at one time it was Billions and remember, let me like The Wire.
Oh, yeah.
And Oz, just all kinds of different things. Sopranos, right? Those big franchises that just are huge. If you're good, there's always a buzz about you. And I never heard a buzz about this. Did you guys?
No. We got mixed reviews.
It's the hatchet welding hitchhiker. Is that what it was called?
Wielding, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, even by the time it came out, it was like 8-9 years out of date.
Hey, let's not, if something's a little bit older.
You're right.
Bad stuff. Bad stuff takes a lot. Bad stuff takes.
It's marinating.
Takes a long time to marinate, to germinate, and to cultivate.
Wow.
He kind of like gimmicked up the gimmick.
Yeah.
Right. Like if he just would have stayed true to his game. Maybe it would have been better, but it's not let me. Is it all coming back to that? Maybe he murdered even the hatchet dude.
Yeah,
maybe that didn't even go down the way.
There were lots of witnesses, though, right?
Comes to a certain situation of pressure, you either become a diamond.
Now we know that he killed the lawyer. That's what this is. It must
missed our radar.
So Anna, that must be what happens to documentaries that just don't make it. Like you just don't hear about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, well, and if you go to Netflix and you go like to, they'll give you what's trending and things like that, and some of it I never even heard of.
Sure.
Like most of it.
Yeah.
Most of it I haven't even heard of. So the hatchet wielding hitchhiker was in January. There was no buzz. That's the first I even heard about it. So good luck to him. I don't know if they made any money or not, but he's in. I think Lummy, he's in prison, is he not?
Yeah, for 57 more years.
57
Well, wait,
years.
in 2019, so maybe 53.
Right.
So
Anna sent me this today, and this is. I'm glad. I don't know what to think about this, but it goes down and breaks down the American dream, and what it costs people to live the American dream. So at the end of the day, Lummy, probably the only one this would apply to would be you, because you are in the early stages of having a kid. Yeah. I've already done a lot of this. And so it goes and says to live the American dream, hospital birth, this is having 1 or 2 kids, Lummy. Hospital birth, average out-of-pocket costs for people with health insurance. So even if with health insurance, it costs about $6,000 to have a baby.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, maybe more too now.
You just had a baby.
Yep.
Even with the best insurance known to mankind.
Yep.
Even with the best insurance known to mankind, it'll still cost you $6,000.
Yeah.
For real?
Yep.
On bills that you got to pay, or you can just default on.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can default on them, but yeah, I mean,
you get collected on.
Yeah.
Wedding and engagement ring, $35,800. I think that's a little high.
Yeah. That's a little low for most weddings. I mean, I think that
This is the wedding inclusive. I'm sorry. I just thought this was the ring.
No, wedding and sorry, the 2 rings. Wait, is it wedding and engagement ring, or is it wedding?
I think
and an engagement ring?
I think it's wedding. And then the engagement ring.
Okay.
And that's probably about the right number.
Yeah,
probably spend 20. You probably spend 20 on the wedding.
That's a small wedding.
And 10 on the ring. Yeah. What does 10 get you in today's world?
No idea.
10 grand.
For what, a ring?
Yeah.
Probably about a carat.
Man,
One?
Heather's ring.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Heather's ring was $78,000.
That's ridiculous. Where is it now?
Oh, I'm sure she pawned that thing first thing she did. I bet you she pawned that before the ink was dry in the divorce papers. Raising 2 children to 18. So we can half this for you.
Oh wow, yeah.
So raising 2 children to 18 costs you $500. Well, they eat. And, they
got to eat and stuff. That's the worst.
Kids are just money pits.
They sure are.
I mean, they give you back a little bit of love and a little bit, but they can also give you back a lot of heartache.
So it's like $285 for Lummy.
So do I want to raise a kid? Or I want to have my own RV when I'm retired? I want to have my my Monaco, buddy. Instead of a snot-nosed 18-year-old kid that falls in love with some bitch that hates you for the rest of your life.
Classic story.
Should do a reality show just on me.
Yeah,
Look at my life.
Yep.
Did good, did real well, then did real bad.
It's almost like it'd be like a documentary or something.
Did real bad, and then, to make even matters worse, the entire community and world hates you because they think one thing about you when really you didn't do what they think you did, but you had some involvement in it. And you lose everything, and then the only thing that you really have is your family at that point. People that your family and your friends, and then what's as far as relation and as far as something that I've created, and it's I have ownership in a human being, in my son.
Yeah,
that's you have ownership in that child, as it took. It takes a man and a woman.
What?
What I'm saying is, when you have a child, it literally is like owning something. I mean, you have owners. That's something that you made.
Yeah.
Right.
Government pays you for it at the end of the year.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, that's the closest you can get
to property. Human slave.
No, not being a slave, but mentally and physically, that's the closest clone of you.
No doubt.
You've created that, and that is your ultimate love. That is your ultimate possession. is because it's something that you created. And so it's your responsibility in life to try to do the best that you can for that person.
No doubt.
And to raise that person and to give that person values and try to be a good person. And there's no handbook for it. And even when you think you're kicking ass, sometimes they can get persuaded by others. And do you know how hard it is for your child to hate you?
Do you know that he hates you?
Neil Malpazir, 25 on the Venmo.
I mean,
I feel like you're just kind of in a
hold on,
limbo.
Let me ask you a question. If he will not return your email, you're blocked. You don't know he changed his cell phone number, and I don't have the new number. So the only way I have to get a hold of him, he has to be blocked on Facebook. He has to be blocked on Instagram. He has to be blocked on every other form known to man. He's got me. And so when I email him, I have an email. But I think that it just is either blocked or goes to spam. And I have...
Or someone checks it and deletes it.
So, but hear this, Anna.
Yeah.
Think about this. You have a son, and you have zero way to contact him, to talk to him, and it's going on 2 years. It'll be 2 years in February. It'll be.
I remember that weekend.
And it'll be 2 years in February, and to not even know, like, I don't know anything about him. And yet he posts his little
it's rough.
He posts his little wins, and I can't, I have to have my friends who are not blocked by him send me screenshots of what my son's doing. I have to get screenshots from my friends.
That's rough.
That's
heartbreaking.
Like, I mean, I just don't get, like, life is so precious, and I won't be here someday. And how are you going to live with yourself knowing that you did this to me? What did I ever do to you? What did I do to you to deserve this? I mean, I'm an old school dad that raised you to say please and thank you, and
he was very well mannered.
Right, not kid, I had rules where you can't answer an adult it's yes or no. It's not can I, it's may I, it's please, it's thank you, it's nice to meet you. It's looking a guy. When we would go to PRI, Lummy, and we would meet new vendors, I'd say, listen, I want you to shake his hand, and I want you to look him in his eye and repeat his name.
There you go.
So, like, say we're going, like, when we went to go see David from Valco before we met him, we walked up, and I said, hey, and he had his name tag. I said, hey, David, I'm Bubba. I used to deal with the other dude, and it's like, oh, yeah, Bubba. And Tyler, I said, this is my son, Tyler. Tyler's at this point, 16, 17 years old. But I got him I wouldn't say well-trained. I have him, well-trained. So that Tyler grabs the guy's hand and says, nice to meet you, David. Boom. From a 16-year-old. That most 16-year-olds don't have that swag. And they're like, yeah, huh? I mean, I taught my kid, manners and to be, and obviously I've made some mistakes in life. Don't judge me as an adult. Judge me as your dad. And just because your girlfriend doesn't like me doesn't mean you and I can't have a relationship. Like, why can't we? Why do you have to, like, do you know who's it really is killing? My mom.
Janie Cakes.
She's like, this is my only grandson. I'm 78 years old. He already, my father, Tyler really has never known my father, Doug, to be his grandpa. He's only known Eddie to be his grandpa because that's who my mom was with,
Has Tyler ever met Doug?
I think one time at my wedding.
That was it?
Yeah. And so, Eddie was his grandpa. And so here Eddie dies last January 3rd. Tyler wasn't there. Eddie died not having a relationship with his grandson. I don't want to be like Eddie. And, life is so precious. I mean, people die Bronny James, a Division I, USC athlete, the son of LeBron James, Division I shape. Like there's being in shape, going to the gym, and then there's Division I, like sport shape. Like if you're a Division I girls gymnast, or you're a Division I girls, volleyball player, or you're a Division I man's NCAA football or basketball player.
Or used to do men's and now you do women's. Still in great shape.
Yeah, those people shouldn't be falling over with cardiac situations.
No.
So that being said, I mean, like the things that they've jabbed us with and what have you, my ass could fall over at any time. And I will, not that it matters if I'm mad or sad or what my feelings are when I do die, but I don't want to die. I won't die alone. I won't die alone because I have too many people that love me. I won't die alone. But, God, I could literally die and have never had a relationship with my son since 2021. That's the last year. Here it is, 2040 or something, and I die. And I've never seen, meanwhile, Lummy, from 0 to 20, I was a pretty damn good dad and, buying airplanes and flying your ass to quarter midget races and having, just dedicating. And listen, I have often told people that, my marriage to Heather is it doesn't have anything really to do with the Hogan sex tape. It has to do with that I was a bad husband.
Well, in the beginning, when you were traveling a lot with you, like going to the Bahamas and everything, that's when everything was good. It's when you, started going for racing?
Right. So, when Heather and I first got together and she was my priority, man, things were great. And I acted the way a responsible husband should. And I hope this gets back to her because I'll take onus in it. I'll take,
When was your last correspondence with her?
Oh, I don't know. 2014, something to do with, whatever. But, and so, I mean, listen, I was a great husband, doing things, going on vacation. We went out to the University of Arizona where she went to school and watched an Arizona versus UCLA basketball game, Lummy. And then we went to a weekend in West Virginia. She was from, I forget what part of West Virginia, Sophia or something like that, West Virginia, and we did a weekend in the West Virginia hills and went to this outdoor play and all that kind of deal. And then Tyler gets to be so when her and I first got together, Tyler was just wasn't even really into racing. He was so little. He was like 3.
Yeah.
And so, or let me see, and I got, because Heather and I were together from 04 or 05 on. We didn't get married till 07, but we were together since
Was it love at first sight?
Let's stop getting me distracted.
Sorry.
Let me, did the Lightning win last night? No, they got beat.
No, they lost to Vancouver.
Jesus.
USF basketball won. John Gruden was there.
He was?
Yeah, he was sitting on the sidelines. He's looking thick. His arms are popping.
Just going to he just going to a USF game?
Yes, in the front row.
Why? Just because
he loves it. I mean, he was getting into it. You could tell he was kind of going back and forth with the refs a little bit here and there.
Just for the love of the game.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
He's been there a couple of times.
That is great.
He is yoked. I saw him at the Shrine. I saw him at the Shrine game a couple of years ago when it was still in St. Pete.
Dude, man, I noticed him right when we sat down, and his arms were popping.
His arms are like Iggy size, Bubba.
Yeah,
I'm not even exaggerating. He's way bigger than you would think.
He was with his wife and a friend, and they were just everyone left him alone.
Good enough for him. I love that guy. He got so screwed.
He did.
But anyway, back to the Tyler deal. You guys have no idea the weight that carries on my shoulder, and the fact that I love this kid. I've done everything I possibly can, but then again, I think I even was such a super dad on the racing that it destroyed my marriage, because every weekend I would be out of town and, her and Julia would do their thing and me and Tyler would do our thing. We would fly out at, as soon as school was out on Friday, Lummy, to a city like, Charlotte or wherever the hell we were, Huntsville, Cummings, North Carolina, Cummings, Georgia, New Smyrna, wherever, out quarter midget racing, teaching him how to race. Then I bought the racetrack in 2011. That's, not necessarily the best thing for a marriage. Ask Tom Bean. Gina hates the track more than anything in the world.
Jeez.
And so, I wasn't probably nearly as present as I should have been for that marriage to work. And obviously the Hogan stuff and all that kind of stuff. But I think we could have. I think her and I could have made it through the Hogan thing together if we were together. If I wasn't so racer dad. I just did. I poured my life. I poured, from the time Tyler was 4 years old until, just up until recently. My life consisted on the weekend, Lummy, of going racing with him. Whether I owned the race car or I was renting the race car or whatever, I'm the one that he may not, and I'm sure that these words get back to him. I'm sure that he watches them. I'm sure that they all listen. They listen. Let me. You know what, Anna? They listen so that they can hate me even more, right? Because they don't have the ability to, rebut any of this stuff.
Sure.
So that pisses people off even more.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, from 4 to 20, I'm the man. I mean, I pretty much financed and paid for your entire racing career, and I think I've taught you some very good life lessons. I think I've been a great dad. I think I was very cool about you dating this girl and everything. I just don't understand how you let her control your life to the point where she's one of the things that she's demanding is that you eliminate me from your life. Like, what kind of girl would do that? What kind of girl would tell your boyfriend, I don't want you to have a relationship with your father to the point where you're going to block him on all aspects. We're going to completely shut him and his family. My mom's so afraid she's going to die and never see Tyler again. That's what that's heartbreaking. That's what she's afraid of. I'm going to die and I'm never going to see my grandson. Tara, same way. I thought not with a death deal, but just being able to see him. So, and especially it's hard during the holidays because it was all about Tiz. He was my only son, so he's the one that got all the presents, and you'd watch him open them up, and it'd be super cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, raising a child, Lummy, 2 children is $576,000. Unless you get into racing, then make that $5.7 million. 10 car purchases over your lifetime, $271,000. 1 year of college for 2 kids. Who only sends their kids to college for 1 year? They anticipating the kid to drop out?
Yeah, after 1 year.
I guess statistically that's what probably happens.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to use this. 1 year of college for 2 kids, $42,000. Average cost to buy a home, including the lifetime mortgage payments, about $800,000. Pets, we spent $70,000 on pets. Health insurance. From ages 26 to 65, $1 million, $934,000. Look at that. Look at this. Just what costs the most to live? In order for you to live your perfect life, according to this, from the day that you were born, I mean, to when you get married, to raising the kids, to how many cars you're going to buy, to sending your kids to college for a little bit, to the home that you buy, to the pets, and out of all of that, what costs the most, your most expensive expenditure in life for the average person to live the perfect dream is health insurance.
That's insane.
It's a scam, man.
And none of us, most of us don't. Oh, I'm sorry, retirement, Lummy. 750. So they say you need $715,000 in cash to be able to have a little jiggling around money. But you don't want to be the guy that lives in the community, the villages, and you're poor.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have the golf cart.
Yeah,
you're walking everywhere.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain amount of money you need. You need some walking around retirement money.
You need that swagger.
And then they say it costs about $8,000 for them to bury you. So
not if they cremate you.
So let me. It's saying I don't even know what all these what this adds up to.
It said at the top.
Here
I think it's $3.4 million.
Yeah, the American dream costs $3.4 million to achieve over the course of a lifetime, from getting married to saving from retirement, according to the recent analysis from financial sites or whatever. Meanwhile, the lifetime earnings for the typical U.S. worker is 1.7. So I mean hold on. It costs 2 times more than what you earn to be able to make it in life. Now that just doesn't add up. Right?
No.
That's what they're saying.
So
it's not affordable anymore.
So here it is, Anna. You know what? The wedding's going to have to be cut rate.
Oh, yeah.
Raising 2 kids, you're going to have to cut rate on that. Lummy, you're not going to be able to buy 10 cars over your life. You're only going to get 5.
Yep.
Kids aren't going to college.
Nope.
I'm going to live in a dump. I don't know if I can even have kids. Health insurance, what? I don't even think I can get that. Retirement, don't have much of that. And you know what? I want to get cremated. That's what those statistics mean.
Hell yeah.
Right there.
Living
right
on
now.
a budget forever.
Yeah.
It's my kind of living.
There's no more American living the dream. You know what it is? It's called paycheck to paycheck. And I hope my employer, Bubba the Love Sponge, doesn't bounce the payroll checks. All that storm's coming this way. Look, all that disruption in the bay.
Yeah, it's a low pressure system.
For real?
Yeah.
It's
supposed to rain all Saturday and Sunday.
I hate a bunch of rain because it screws my track up.
I was going to say, is that going to throw you off for January?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's just all that types of rain just kills me. When we get back, remember the girl from Kentucky? Or is this a different one?
This is a different story.
This is a different
There
one?
was an update from the story you're referring to yesterday where whatever, we can talk about it. But this is a different story.
Do you have the update?
Yeah,
for
I
me?
sent it yesterday.
All right, well.
I'll send it again. How about that?
Perfect.
Your modern day redneck solution to old fashioned government controlled radio.
Diabolic mind control.
It's Bubba the Love Sponge.
Would you ever still mind if I would relieve myself?
Sure.
Right in my chair.
That's right.
I feel like I had to make TTs. Oh, I only got like 400 text messages from bar up, bar down. Bar up, bar down.
We got an answer from our on-site tech guy. Do you want it now or on the air?
On the air? Is it a hood? Is it a
It's what you probably thought it was.
rat?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he said it most likely was.
Well, we've got to put the rat traps back up.
Yeah.
Let me tell the merch correct.
Rat traps back up. Well, but Southwest will give you a whole row now if you're a passenger of size.
He's in there working. I asked him if he can leave me a backup fiber cable so that if it happens again, and I'll try to seal that ceiling up better.
Okay.
I obviously crawled in there because the door was locked and closed when I got in.
Well, we need to get one of our rat traps and put in there.
What's funny is I just took one out.
I know.
It was on the shelf and I took it out because I was cleaning.
Yeah, but I'd put it down like on the ground or something.
Yeah.
Just so, yeah.
But he probably came in right where that tile was open up there where the wires come in.
Mm-hmm. So tell Eric or somebody to put them back up.
Okay.
Rats are back.
We got ratted, Lummy.
The rats trying to take us down. That's what rats do. Female and animals. Fucking rats. Fucking rats.
Like in wrestling, they're called ring rats.
Ring rats. Isn't that what Andre called Linda?
What's that? Yeah. Andre called Linda a ring rat.
Yeah.
Got heat.
Ring rat.
Okay, so I stumbled up. I stumbled upon the Hogan Uncensored show that he did.
Yeah.
I wonder if we should repackage that and. It did like 74,000 views, but.
Kind of.
redo it.
Take it all and make shorts into it.
Well, that's what we've used that a lot from there.
Oh, from that?
Yeah.
Okay. You're way ahead of me.
Yeah, because he was just doing Q&A pretty much.
Yeah. Way ahead of me.
Straight to Nizar. Puff at her. If you knew Mount was there.
Hi, Lummy.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Ooh. Just looking, not touching.
Oh, so look over.
Maybe I get the TV. Oh, excuse you.
Did you see Southwest is giving you a whole front row of seats if you're a big person?
A whole
Lummy, you
front
tell
row?
me that. Send that article to me.
I just sent it to you. A whole row.
A whole row? That's 3 seats.
There's big people out there, Anna. For free.
For free?
Yeah, you only buy one seat. Now they're giving you 3 if you need it.
Alright, fine. If you want to give
Now,
one-
how fat you got to be?
It doesn't disclose in there because they don't want to discriminate.
Or encourage people to get fatter so that they can get free stuff.
Do you think they look at me and think I qualify?
No.
Just
You're
for
too
2.
skinny.
Yeah, you're too.
You're hearing the world through his prism.
You got a sick and twisted world perspective.
That's almost a challenge for me now.
Bubba.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
So, Lummy, you were telling me, by the way, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all at the Bubba Army. Thanks. Don't forget, Friday night, we'll do a Bubba 199. That'll be seen and heard exclusively on Rumble and Twitch, visually, and then audibly on Bubba Army HQ. Correct, Lummy?
Yes.
That's Friday, 8 to 10. You were telling me during the hot mic situation that you were just reading. Now, I knew that Southwest Airlines,
the XC,
you could call and say, listen, I'm a bigger guy and I like to buy an X seat beside me, and then they would charge you whatever the seat was. So let's say it's like, let's say it's like $350 round trip to Vegas.
Yep.
Well, they charge your credit card that, and then they charge your credit card that again because you are sitting in a seat. But then after you completed your travel, you literally email. It gave you an email or a link to click, after you'd returned, after you'd completed your travel, and they completely reimbursed the one of the two seats they reimbursed.
They called it the X seat because you had to put like an X in the middle name, and they knew that. So
Right.
Bubba Clem had to be Bubba X Clem.
So that they would give you literally a ticket that had a big X on it, and you would lay it on the seat cushion.
Yep.
For the flight attendants know not to put anybody there.
Correct.
So Lummy, you're saying that there's breaking news that they're doing more. They're even now they're saying X schmex. They're saying we're going to give you the entire row.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, for free.
Read the story. Did you send it to me?
Yeah, I sent it to you in your messenger. Fox Business.
Okay, hold on. Fox Business.
It's from Anna's favorite travel woman. That's very large.
Oh.
She's like 300 pounds, like a size 28.
Oh, Jalen or something?
She's an influencer.
Hell yeah. I love her.
Man, well, I mean, if being fat, you can get it. Why
No,
can't
this chick ain't fat. She big.
Okay, well.
She real big.
Bigger than me?
Oh, yeah. She's bringing oxygen on.
Look at Grandma. Spike Vax. Spike Vax. Oh, my God. Be scared. Get a vaccination for Christmas. That's what they're slinging right now. Listen.
It's the season to get vaccinated. Spike Vax is a vaccine to help
Tis the season to get Spike Vaxxed.
protect you
Whatever,
against
dude. We don't have to do it.
Severe allergic reactions can occur. Rare cases of inflammation of the heart muscle and outer lining have been reported. The most common side
Hold on.
The most common side effect is death.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Did you hear what they said?
Yep.
One of the common little IPOs is the weakening of the heart muscle. Isn't there now, I'm just asking for a friend.
Oh boy.
Hasn't there been a rash of people that normally, like the Hamlin kid from the Buffalo Bills, the LeBron James's son from USC? Isn't there been a rash of just cardiac stuff?
Yeah, but they say it's not linked, Bo.
Oh, no, it's not linked. But, hold on, it's linked enough that they make it, the government makes them make it a disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
These drug companies have to say every possible thing that could go wrong with you to cover their ass.
effects are injection site pain, redness and swelling, tiredness, headache, muscle pain, chills, joint pain, and fever.
And earlier,
look, it's no fun.
But earlier they said weakening of the heart muscle.
And enlarging.
Lemmy, can you send me the very first generation vaccination commercials, like when COVID first came out? Like the very first, remember, I guess on it would be shot, vaccine 1.
Yeah.
How were they advertising vaccine 1?
You better get it. You're gonna get fired or die.
Did they have the disclaimers in there? Let's listen. Anyway, this is Lemmy's Fat People Get Free Seats report.
On being overweight or outright obese. We Americans.
Yep, me. Yep, I am.
We America.
We have the highest obesity rate of any developed country. Discrimination does happen. Some states are trying to do something about it. New York, for example.
Man, you know what? Now they're just starting to take care of the fat people. Just my luck. Here I am, lived almost all my life as a fat guy and always had to worry. And I've been discriminated against. And finally, when I'm nearly at the last third of my life, they decide to fix it for fat people. I feel discriminated against for having to go,
Everyone's against you.
50 years of being a fat ass. Now, being a fat ass might be cool.
It's cool.
Has passed a law banning discrimination in the workplace.
We're woke and we are over as a society when now people feel sorry for fat people. Like it used to just be, look at that fat ass. You know why he's fat? Why? Because he doesn't exercise. He doesn't eat right. He's lazy. He doesn't, he doesn't really care. That's why you're fat.
Okay, I can see two problems with this. First, this is a lawyer's charter. It's a guaranteed gusher of money for the plaintiff's bar. You're overweight, you don't like your job, you leave and file a lawsuit on the grounds that your employer was nasty to you or didn't accommodate your condition. Put that in front of a jury and you win. You have become a protected class.
Ha! Great! Can I retro sue some people for firing me because I was fat? Right? Let me.
Yeah, 100%. Now it's cool to be fat. You're protected class.
Well, not really. It's only cool if you're a female and you're fat. If you're a guy and you're fat, nobody really cares.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, ew, gross.
Second, there is the problem of compliance. That is, employers have to make sure that your obesity is accommodated. That's expensive. It's another regulation that makes running a profitable business more difficult.
Man, they gotta have hold on. Let me. So you get your general, you get the city inspector down here to, you're ready to open up your business and get your certificate of occupancy, and they make sure, like with this business, they go make sure you have to have like, a handicap bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have. Now we're not even open to the public, so we're not even really. We don't have to abide by these rules, but we did anyway. You have to have fire extinguishers every certain amount of feet. You have to have an OSHA sign posted, which we do. And, so now they're going to go in there and say, well, these cubicles aren't fat friendly. You're going to have to take them down and build bigger ones. Oh, my God. You know what? A couple of your toilets, because let me, fat people, they need special toilets.
They sure do.
You know?
They have big toilets.
So now you're going to walk into corporate America and you're going to have a handicap cell and you're going to have a fat ass cell.
With a Disability Act, whole arm.
Well, first of all, here's what I don't understand. They've showed two pictures. One girl weighed 112 and one girl weighed 116. I don't think that by any accounts of any woman, unless you're 2'5", is that fat.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, if you're a woman of average height, 112, which was the first picture, and 116.8 is not. Anna, they didn't even do the story right. They should have had some big guy and it was like 310. 415, right? Not some bitch who weighs 116. That doesn't help.
Ain't nobody feeling sorry for that bitch.
Yeah, that number doesn't represent your story, you stupid English stupid ass.
Those were the only stock photos they could find because of discrimination.
Litigants made a business of filing non-compliance lawsuits. The same thing will happen with obesity compliance suits. As I said, it's difficult being obese and fitting into society. I got it. It's also difficult as an employer to get the help you want and that can get the job done.
Fat asses.
Here he goes.
Hemmed in by all kinds of restrictions on who you can hire and who you can fire. A balance is surely required, but the plaintiff's bar will not find a balance. They're looking for their 30% of the take plus expenses. Obesity discrimination is their new...
Hey! Morgan's going to come out lummy, right? He's saying that all these big attorney firms are just going to just rack up all these big lawsuits.
Yeah, easy money.
Fat ass, call, pound law.
There you go.
Been called a fat ass, call, pound law. Right? That's all it's going to do. There doesn't get a bunch of fat people in there.
Industry.
Everybody's fat.
But it won't make obesity discrimination go away, will it?
Well, they didn't tell me anything about the South.
I'll find that fat bitch that he was referring to.
Well, the story, it was more of a readable story than anything.
I'll find this one bitch who was
it kind of
spearheading
said
the whole
it in the
thing.
headlines. You can get a free row for free.
Why don't instead of throwing it to making me do it, why don't you?
Here.
Why don't you read the story, Lummy? Why don't you read the story?
Southwest Airlines
J-Bay.
celebrated for policy to give a full row to passengers of size for free.
This is really the spokesperson for this whole movement. Is this woman named Jalen? I've been following her for quite some time now.
It's a move to include people
travel.
in the super fat category.
Supersized travel. Fat activist. Advocating for fat rights. Isn't she beautiful?
Wow.
Hottie.
I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby.
She'll choke you.
28 telling me I'm still a baby.
She's choking herself.
This is what
her name is Jalen, because there's a apostrophe. Chaney.
Ready to save even more at the universal standard. Well, they won't want to miss out on my 15% off code. So now even fat companies, Lummy, that's where we're missing it. We need to get some fat guy stuff.
Yeah, we do.
So cool. Anna, she completely is able to.
Hey everyone, it's been a minute. So I just wanted to give you an update on the things that I'm doing, working on, and everything behind the scenes of J-Bay.
Besides eating and not going to the gym, let me tell you what I'm doing.
Productions. As many of you know, I launched a plus-size travel petition in April of this year. I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes for that to make progress. Lately, I've been reaching out to many stakeholders who can help us make progress and real change in the travel industry. This has included meeting with the team of a prominent center in the United States. I've been talking with airline representatives, reaching out to different airlines, and doing everything I can to make progress on this initiative. I've also been doing a lot of community work and more advocacy, which is making my heart feel so full.
Hold on, when you do community work for a fat ass, are you going in and giving, like, free, triple cheeseburgers from McDonald's to people?
Yeah, why not?
Like, right? I mean, like, right?
Ugh.
Right now,
hold on. She says she's getting ready for FatCon. Hold on. I've had the privilege of soaking up the incredible vibes in the community this year. Now I'm collaborating with the FatCon team for FatCon 24. Get ready for a year of pure empowerment and unity. Save the date and keep an eye out for the exciting announcements of the New Year's.
It's going to be a bunch of mobility scooters.
It's in Seattle.
Why is Alex Stein not going to this?
Oh, he's going. FatCon.
I'm also doing a lot of work with the FatCon team to gear up for FatCon in early January of 2024, and I am
I sent you the link.
That is
FatCon.
But literally, that is what we have become as a society. We don't worry about the Olympics, or we don't worry about, who wins we're worried about celebrating fat asses, rewarding people that have overate and not taken care of themselves and not exercised and are fat. Those people now finally are important. Join us January 5th, 6th, and 7th at the Hyatt at Olive 8 in downtown Seattle. Come and enjoy the biggest fat celebration of the year with over 30 hours of programming, amazing keynote speakers, a fashion show, a vendor's hall, all geared towards generating fat joy and informing the fat experience. It's going to be the convention that you always wanted to attend. Fat friend, plump patron, fat bae, or fat royalty. There's 4 different, things that you
Alex
can buy.
has got to go to this.
You go to a brunch on a Sunday. Nice.
I love brunch.
Our mission to improve the lives of fat humans through art, health, public policy, and community
How about
outreach.
walking?
And
That might
food.
help.
How about Peloton sponsor this? That's right?
Instead of Chick-fil-A.
I wonder what kind of vending they're going to have. Is it going to have special things that only like an ass wiping stick?
No. It'll be like people like athletic wear for like giant people and everything like towels, but plus size towels and stuff like that.
Even yeah. I mean, please.
Their schedule of different events too. Make fat friends, building your fat positive birth team.
Birth team?
Yeah.
So excited. And
Hold on. What happens when one of these fat asses get pregnant?
Oh, God.
That's
My
scary.
God. I mean, there's been some women that gain. I mean, there's some women that responsibly stay in shape and work out, and they, gain like 27, 28, 29 pounds.
I think 25 to 30 is textbook, but I know there's a lot of range.
So let's call that textbook, 25 to 30. Let's call that, a person that's really goes to the gym every day, is eating healthy, is exercising.
Just an average healthy person.
And she gains 30.
Again, there's a lot of range. I know people are like,
I know.
Listening, they gain 60. That's fine.
But there are people that have gained, far more.
Oh, yeah.
And so what happens when this girl right here, 60, 70 pounds is not uncommon.
No,
and
it's not.
This girl's, I think we would all agree, is probably not going to the gym.
What would you, it's hard to tell because we don't really know how tall she is, but what would you guess her weight is?
I don't know.
Like 4 bills at least?
I know that I know that Rhett needs to pull his pants up. Rhett needs to pull his pants up right now.
That's what she said. She said 300 in the article.
Yeah, right.
Rhett, is this too big or is it too light?
Yeah, far too big. Even Scout's pissed about it.
I'm also working on a huge...
Scout's like, don't let that bitch be my mom. She'll eat me.
Yeah.
She will literally think I'm a wiener dog and I will get eaten like a hot dog. She will put, some buns around my ass and I'm getting eaten. I'm a wiener dog.
How big your
I just
boobies
want to
are.
play with Bella.
Project that I hope to be able to share more about very soon that could absolutely revolutionize things for plus size individuals. I'm managing a few creators and their social media collaborations and social media accounts. I'm mentoring several women of color as being a multi-racial.
She's half black, by the way.
Can you
Hard to tell.
imagine? Hold on. Can you imagine the kind of money this chick is making? And she's
Yeah, you're
managing
right.
she's managing fat people. She's talking to the boards of huge airlines. I mean, there's paid. She's not doing this for free. I mean, I guarantee you she's making a ton of money of being the collaborator of fatness.
Yeah.
Putting all these events and making fat people feel. I should have thought about this. I mean, I should have thought about. Yeah, but see, I'm a guy. It needs to be a girl.
Yeah, this whole FatCon looks like it's a bunch of females.
Person myself, it's very important for me to give back to my community. And I'm also partnering with a company I truly admire to help work on inclusivity and accessibility for people of all sizes and abilities.
And again, earlier, this guy nailed it. This is absolutely a Morgan and Morgan just waiting to happen. This is just going to be one long. That's not a bad word, but I'm. This is just going to be one.
What? Let me what?
This is going to be one major corporation getting sued after another because she walked in and she wants to, sit in the average cubicle and be a salesperson, but she can't fit. So they have to retrofit her cubicle. And the average boss would just be like, let's just not hire the bitch.
You got to see your interview. There. Up. The pink long jacket. Nope, down there.
Here?
Yeah.
This one or that one?
That one. Sorry. The center one. Yeah, she's in her wheelchair.
Hey everyone, for today's video, we're going to be interviewing people from the community in Southwest Washington, specifically Clark County. Let's get into the video. Why do you think voting is important in Southwest Washington?
Wow.
She's about 6 of that girl.
And hold on now. Hold on. She's a fat ass and she's in a lark. But mind you, she's talking to a girl that has the body of Taylor Swift. Yeah. I mean, she
like a hot chick.
Like a hot blonde chick. Like this, no.
What? I think voting is extremely important in our county, especially as a young person who lives here. I'm very involved with voting. I love registering to vote. I think it's one of the coolest things I do.
What motivates you to stay informed about local issues and elections?
The future of our country. I think that it's really important to stay informed, especially right now. With the way that
First of all, you're just asking regular questions that Americans would be somewhat, interested in. Why don't you ask about fat ass rights?
Yeah.
Like that.
Maybe she'll get into that. I love how usually people who are interviewing on the street go up to people, but they have to come to her.
Right.
all the stuff that's happening around the globe, I think that we all need to be informed, about local and international issues.
Horrible microphone. Something like she's got,
Just make sure that you're informed about, voting for the sheriff in your county. I think that's probably one of the most important things because of the different rights that sheriffs have.
Share why you vote in Southwest Washington down below in the comments. Hey everyone, for today.
All right, so
I need your help, so listen up. My partners and I just launched a new survey and we need your input to really make a difference. We are working on a project that will have a major impact across industries for plus size individuals. We want your input to help shape this program and help make sure we're reaching the needs of everyone in the plus size community collectively. So if you could please take a few minutes out of your day and click the link in my bio or the link on the screen and fill out the survey, this would help us tremendously.
You got to give it to her because she really found like a really specific niche, and she is the it girl for that niche.
What, being fat?
No, for the travel thing. Like, she is big on the travel advocacy, and anytime fat people and traveling are mentioned in the news, she is always referenced, which just gets her name out there.
I'm trying to find out where I could maybe take this survey for being a fat
it's
ass.
Not
in the bio.
Yeah.
You can read up more information on the form itself, and if you have any questions, please let us know. And please share this video and the link with everybody you know in the plus size community so we can get as much input as possible. Thank you so much for your support. And again, if you have any questions, let us know. Link in bio. I need your help. So
link in the bio.
We gotta go back to her main page.
You gotta see the bathing suit.
I gotta go back to her main page.
Dude, is she doing OnlyFans?
And then go here, and then go right here?
Yeah.
No, is that it?
That's the only link she has up there.
All right. So, okay.
Oh, there we go.
All my links. Shop Big Fig Mattress. So, Anna, she's got companies that,
Torrid, I think, is another one.
Body Equipment and Travel Petition. fill out the plus size census. My website. What do you think I should?
The census one?
It's either the census one or it's the body equality and travel petition.
No, that's just a sign of the census.
I'm gonna try to get her on the show. That'd be fun.
Okay, we are collecting information. Okay, blah 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 blah. Here we go. What is your what is your gender identity? I'm a male. Well, no. Let me be something.
Oh yeah, be crazy.
I want to be here's my options: female, male, non-binary, gender fluid, gender queer, other. Prefer not to say. Well, I mean, I gotta be something cool. What's gender fluid and gender queer?
I think you're gender fluid.
Okay,
Yeah, gender fluid means you just kind of change it up every day.
Yeah, you just wake up, you're like, I'm a boy, I'm a girl.
Kind of like Brandon the Quad's going to do with Lupe?
Yeah, some days Brandon wakes up feeling like a woman, other days he's Brandon.
But he's not afraid of a penis. No. He's like, a penis.
Well, I think that's more about your gender versus your orientation.
Oh, well,
that's a different issue, but close.
What age group are you? I mean, should I just do my age?
That's fine.
55 to 64.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your annual household income? Oh,
less than 25.
Less than 25. I want to be poor. Do you feel that you are paid fairly in your current job? No, I'm not paid fairly. Not. I used to make a lot more money doing the very same thing.
Oh, this is yes, 100%.
Do you believe that individuals of smaller body sizes and similar job roles are paid more than those? Yes, absolutely. Those little skinny in-shape bitches that can flirt with the boss and I can't. How would you describe your body? I am plus.
Oh, yeah.
What is the other option?
Standard.
Oh, okay.
Closing. By the way,
I cannot read
standard
any of that.
is just anything below size 14. Because remember, I'm gender fluid, so they got to put
Yeah.
Which of the following categories do you spend the most on each month? Clothing, travel. I mean,
Food. Come on now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all these are no-brainers. If you selected other. Okay, I didn't. How often do you go shopping for various products or services, including but not limited to clothing, groceries, electronics, either online or in physical?
Every day of your life.
Every day.
Oh, they don't have it.
Once a month, very few months, once a year, rarely, multiple times a month. Boom, I live online because I'm fat. How do you prefer to shop for your products? Oh, online, because, I'm right.
Yeah, you can't walk around. You're fat.
Which size range do you typically fall into clothing?
Holy.
They make 11X?
What? 11. Hey, Lummy, we need to order an 11X shirt and see what it is.
Let's see what 11X person looks like.
I know, but
I'm going to find it.
Hold on here.
11.
Lummy, let's say that we're 9X, okay?
All right, there you go.
We're 9X. That's fat. That gets us a free row on Southwest, doesn't it? 9X. Hello, Southwest. Yeah, I just want to let you know that I'm ginger fluid and I'm 9X.
You're ginger fluid or gender fluid?
I'm sorry, I'm gender fluid, and I am above a size 14 and approximately 9X. Can I get a free row? Man, we'll give you the free plane, bitch.
You're the only one on there.
How influenced are you by Anna? Here's what's coming in the travel industry: bigger seats, or at least seats for like a fat person's row.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna probably have to configure one of the two bathrooms to be a little more fat friendly.
There's gonna be like 8 people on the plane now.
But I'm just saying, don't you think those are the two things they gotta do?
Oh, absolutely.
They gotta have like 2 rows of fat seats, maybe 3, Lummy.
Yeah.
Which is just, they'll do 2, like first class. Maybe it's just one big couch, Lummy.
You just have
it's just a couch. It's a love seat. It's a love seat for one guy, and they have to put like 8 of them on the.
It's just like a trough right in front of it.
Right, Lummy.
Oh yeah.
And then the bathroom in the back or the front, whichever one. First of all, they're gonna have to make the fat row pretty close to the front because fat people can't get down the aisleway very, very fast.
Right.
So that means they're gonna have to configure the front.
Yeah, like you said, it's gonna be one big seat.
Right.
Because make the aisles larger.
They can't get through. It's just going to be one seat with big aisles because the fat asses need a big aisle too. How many times have you been sitting in your seat, your aisle seat, and a big fat ass comes and they ash you?
All
like
the time.
they side swipe you.
Oh,
Either ass or it's like their midsection.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like a love handle just punches you right in the face. Yeah.
So I mean, so think about it. They're gonna and there's two things they're gonna go after: seat size and bathrooms, because bathrooms are
Dude, they're tight for me. And
Yeah.
I'm not a big person.
exactly. I've tried. I had to poop one time on a Delta flight going from LA with Hogan, and I had to poop, and I tried to hold it, and I poop, and it's impossible to poop in a bathroom.
It is.
It is.
Especially especially when you're big and tall.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it.
I barely fit in it tall-wise. I don't even fit in it.
How influenced are you purchasing decisions by advertising or marketing campaigns specifically targeted for plus size? Oh, I'm extremely influenced. Yes, I like fat things. Are you satisfied with the availability of plus size options? No.
No, it's horrible.
That's why you're taking the survey.
Very dissatisfied. I want the America to completely kiss my ass for once. What factors are most important to you when making purchase decisions? Price, fit, style, brand, inclusivity to body positivity. I'm just going to say, Lummy, fit.
Yeah, there you go. Fit and comfort.
Because it's hard to get a 9X to fit late. Lummy, it's hard to get a 9X just to lay right.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you ask about, man, this is quite an extensive fat report. How often do you engage in travel? Frequently, occasionally, rarely, never. I mean, occasionally, right? I want to go more, but I'm fat.
Exactly.
You're fat.
On the average, how much do you spend on travel per year, including flights, blah, blah, blah? Let's just say, $5,000. Do you feel the plus size individuals are adequately represented in mainstream media and advertising? No, they're not. More fat people in advertising and more fat people in media. Lummy, certainly more.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're in media.
Yeah, I know. We get hired on.
Lummy, maybe because of you and I's fatness, we might be able to get something.
Oh, I hope so.
Do you feel that there's enough options and accommodations to No, there's not. And Anna, they're going to take these stats to, United and Delta and American, and they're going to make them change. They're going to get a senator to back it, and it's just going to be
They're doing it for the ESG score, even though they lose money by doing this sort of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all about they're like, I'll just tell you right now, our ESG score, we can at Delta Airlines completely configured. Can you imagine the cost to outfit these fat planes, so to speak?
Yeah.
But it makes their ESG warm and fuzzy. You're a good company score goes up, so they do it.
So people invest in the company, or BlackRock and companies like that.
Would you be willing to allocate a larger portion of your travel budget of things if things were better option design? Sure. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that you were charged more or treated unfairly? Oh, yes, of course.
Easy.
Every day of my life. I mean, if I looked like Brad Pitt, we'd be on top of the world right now.
Number one.
I would have been. Everybody would have forgave me about my sex tape if I was hot.
Getting charged more because you're fat.
Do you believe that some businesses treat plus size individuals differently? Yes, of course they do. I do.
All those fat fees.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if you get your ticket, you're there at Hooters or whatever, and they're like,
$29.99 for being fat.
No, hold on, $29.99 for the wings, and then like another $12.99 for this and $7.99 for that, a couple of drinks, and then a $9.99 fat fee.
That's awesome.
For the stress that you put on the chair,
on the stools.
The included gratuity is actually bumped up.
Yeah,
because we know you're going to eat some extra food. So instead of 20% on your bill, it's 25.
Have you encountered difficulties finding clothes? Of course, I can't. I mean, I wear a tent now. If I'm 9X, how important is it to support brands? Blah blah blah. Extremely important. Like this is just now it's pissing me off.
Yeah.
Like now they're just trying.
Too long.
Okay, hold on. How do you perceive the representation of plus size individuals in mainstream media and area? Well, very negative.
Super negative.
What type of products do you find that are lacking, that need improvement for plus size individual? Oh, ready? Hold on. Toilets.
Mm-hmm.
airline
cars,
seats, airline toilets or bathrooms, I should say.
Yep.
Amusement park rides, right?
Oh, that's yep.
I mean, how many times tell me have I gone and they go and the belt won't click?
Yeah,
You know,
it's too fat.
Amusement park rides. Help me think of some other things. In mainstream movies.
Yeah, they never have any good fat.
You never had fat, Fat Amy's the last thing that was fat. That's enough.
And now she's lost weight.
Beyond Fashion. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I was almost. There's a few more left. Beyond Fashion, are there any other sectors or industries where you believe that there is a need for more inclusive products and services catering to plus-size individuals? If so, let me see. Listen, every business, every business needs to be more fat friendly, including fat discounts.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
They charge more for our clothes.
You're fat.
Yep.
But you know what? We're going to give you a discount. Are there specific thoughts or experiences related to plus size spending power that would you'd like to share? Plus size spending power. No. My girlfriend used to have to wipe my ass.
There you go.
With a beach towel. The towels got expensive. Is there anything else that you'd like to no, I'm good. No, and then it says submit. So look at that.
There we go.
I just submitted. Now they're going to be able to take that data to like some fancy senator, and because there's a lot of people. If you're filling out that form, it isn't because you're happy with businesses that are dealing with your fatness.
That's right.
Here we go.
Have you heard about the Southwest Airlines customer size policy and how plus size travelers who need more room can get a second seat for free or reimbursed if they book it in advance? I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can book your second seat for comfort on Southwest Airlines website using their customer size policy. Now let's get right into this video and let me show you the step-by-step process to booking that second seat ahead of time. Click book a flight, then put in where you're leaving from and where you're headed to, and the dates, of course. The number of passengers will be 2 since you're getting an extra seat for comfort. Then from these list of options, choose the flights that you will like. Then confirm that everything looks good and hit continue. Then you're going to enter your personal details, your name, date of birth, gender, etc. Enter your email and if you need special assistance. For your second seat, enter your first name, but in the middle name category, put your middle name followed by the letters XS or XS if you don't have a middle name. XS stands for extra seat. Now, review and purchase. And that's how you do it. If you want to learn even more about the Southwest Airlines customer size policy, check out the blog that I wrote for the Fat Girls Guide at fatgirlstraveling.com.
And Bubba, the new thing that Southwest is doing is that you can pre-board before everyone else too.
You should be able to.
Because then
I'm going to start flying more.
That makes sense.
Because I think I still qualify. I still think I'm a fat guy. I think if you look at me and if I have like a sweatshirt on, I can look.
You're fat appropriate though.
Yeah, I am.
Like your fatness doesn't offend other people.
Right? They'd be like that. Look at that skinny.
They're like, oh,
that's a good looking fat.
You don't
dude.
even look fat. You're just kind of like bulky. You know what I mean?
You're so muscular.
Yeah, very muscular.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Hey, we'll be right back.
Yeah, send her to me.
Oh.
I'm like, how does this person have more confidence than me? What the fuck? Daddy like. Daddy love. Why are you saying uh-oh?
Who, me?
No. Lummy.
What do you mean?
I could hear him saying uh-oh.
What do you mean?
I don't know. He just says uh-oh.
Are you scared? I'm a little bit.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. When you're in a plane, do you want most of the weight in the front or the back? I mean, obviously, I guess you want it even. You should put these people in the back of the plane. Sit. Where's that bus? Everybody move to the back of the bus. I'm getting some intel from the fans. Oh yeah, I know this chick. Oh yeah. Cat? I don't know if there's any Christmas parody songs. Bubba, if you saw that woman getting on your flight, would you get on the plane or no?
What?
If you saw that woman getting on your flight, would you get on the plane or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Asked for years, yep. Yep. I'm a big fan. Just absolutely shameless, which is impressive. Yeah. Dang, dude. Unstoppable.
Let me.
Yes, Bubba.
Did I do Southwest Florida Golf Course?
No.
I didn't. And Mike Rose starting to run that shit now, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
I think from.
Let's bring on the pain. Let's bring on the noise.
Aren't you happy you listened to me?
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Today's after show is a Lummy production. Wow. And him and Red doing their little sports show.
Yes, sir.
Lummy, I got so I moved my Warsaw sign because I want to display, this is like, got a little smudge on it. Hold on.
Sunny Days, $50 on the Cash App.
Thank you, Sunny Days. This is, within the YouTube world, this is the first award that they give you. But this is a very hefty award. Like, it takes, they just don't make it willy-nilly. 10,000 people we're going to give. They give you a pretty high threshold, and 100,000 subscribers on YouTube is kind of a big deal. It's like, didn't Alexa say it's less than 1%?
Yeah.
Let's ask her again. Hey, Alexa, what's the percentage of YouTube users that have over 100,000 subscribers?
Approximately 2.5% of all YouTube users have between 10,001 and 100,000 subscribers. However, the percentage of YouTube users with over 100,000 subscribers is not explicitly stated in the available information.
Man, bitch,
They change it?
they must have changed it because bitch last week said less than 1% of all 56. She even gave me a number of the 56 million content creators. Less than 1% are over 100,000 subscribers. That's what she said last week. I don't know why the bitch is on her period and she's changing her mind all the time. So anyway, Lummy, we got, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I'll be alive by the time we hit 1 million, or do you think that? And Rhett, your mic is on. Do you think like once we just keep gaining speed? We added 56,000 subscribers this year. Like, we've really been nailing it. We're starting to figure out the YouTube gimmick, and we're doing well. And they sent us YouTube sends you your little plaque, and we got our little plaque, and you can see it says presented to the Bubba Army for passing 100,000 subscribers, and it's the YouTube play button. Now the next level is 1 million, I think. Is it?
Yes.
They don't even do a 500,000. They do a 1 million. Brett, is it your opinion that we will get to 1 million faster than it took? Like, okay, would we start this thing on 2017? When did we actively kind of start doing?
I started here for the first time 3 years ago last month, and when I started 3 years ago, we were at 27,000 when I got here.
All right, so it's taken us 3 years to get 75,000 people. Do you think that now that we kind of got it figured out the content that works, the format that works, got a little more familiar with how it works, that we might get, because we have this award, we might possibly get recommended more on their various recommended deals? Do you think that we'll hit 1 million in my lifetime?
Yes.
And if you how 5 years?
Probably 5-6 years, if I had to guess. I mean, we did 56,000 subs last year. If we do everything that we know how we're doing is to, why we got those subs, and we could probably double that number this year.
So to do 100,000?
If we can average, 100,000, 75 to 100,000 a year, then we'll definitely get there in the next couple of years, because that number would fluctuate.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to put it where I think it might look. You guys are gonna have to tell me if it looks good or not. Okay.
All right.
Just like I think I got your Warsaw sign dialed in.
It is. It's super dialed in.
It's super dialed in. So you're gonna have to help me here. We were thinking about putting it like right there.
What a delay.
See, I know you're on a little bit of a delay.
Keep refreshing.
Right, like right there. And
Anna, just look at the giant live TV up on the corners.
Like right there. But to me, Lummy, I almost feel it's going to get the most exposure being where the Warsaw sign is.
Yeah.
It just scares me having your big ass size 9 head over there ready to hit my play button award at any time and knock it off the wall and it's junked.
Yeah, that would be the worst.
But I don't think he's going to. I don't know. I mean, how often do you bump into the wall? I mean,
I'll tell you. You want to see the side of that area over there, that whole area, or is that from the other guy?
I thought that was from someone sleeping.
Yeah,
with their head against the wall.
That was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we can get an ISO on Lummy, I think Lummy, come up here real fast. It's Wednesday, but it feels like a Friday to me, so we can run a little bit more loose.
Oh, okay.
I don't want you to take the Warsaw sign down. I just want you to kind of put it on top of the Warsaw sign, okay, buddy? Be very careful. Yes, handle that with as careful as you would your son coming out of your wife's vagina. I mean, that's Anna. That's handling something carefully, right? When it's popping out.
Yeah, it sure was.
And if you drop it, because it's slimy, and then an infant cannot survive a drop on the floor,
Especially on the head. No, probably
Right.
not.
Right, but you got to get into your broadcast position. That's not how you're going to have to use your right hand and hold it over there. Put your left hand back, as if your body was open. You don't talk with both your hands like
I know,
that.
it's just I don't want to mess it up.
Okay. Yep, that's where it's going to have to go. Because and even moved up a little bit, move it up just a tad, so you can, just a little bit. Yeah. Now, even it up. It's crooked, but I think the camera might be crooked. So whatever. That's where it needs to be. Yep, that's where it's going, Lummy. And you're gonna have to be so very careful. Or Rhett, we're gonna have to order a frame. Do they sell frames for the YouTube deals?
Yes.
Can somebody send me the link to those so I can buy one?
I'll text it to you here shortly.
Hey, Lummy, would you put my plate in the sink just real fast? Thanks first. Thanks. So Anna, your Warsaw sign will come back to its original spot, which I think makes you happy.
Yes.
And then the Google YouTube play button will be displayed just right on Lummy's right side, which seems to be like where it gets the most
hot spot.
But if you look at Lummy, he's not there right now. If you look at that spot, look at all those dents. See all those dents in the wall back there? That's where Manson would fall asleep, and
his head would imprint.
No, the chair would.
Oh.
That's how. Now listen, you fall asleep 1-2 times, that doesn't happen. You fall asleep 300 times, that starts to happen.
Yeah.
So Lummy, you're gonna have to be so very careful.
Yes, I will.
You've made a lot of mistakes in your career here. Breaking Lummy, I don't think you could probably get a hold of them and say, hey, we broke ours. Can we get a new one? I think they're going to tell you you're pretty much out of. No, you only get one. Anna, you were telling me now we were actually talking about this a couple days ago, and that was a woman from Texas.
Yes.
She was granted by a local judge.
Yes.
For her to be able to have an abortion in the midst of Texas's no abortion deal.
Yes.
They had found a not a medical loophole, but a medical necessity to be able to get this, what was, I think, a dead.
It was trisomy 18, I think it is. So it was unlikely to come to term, and if it did, it was only gonna either gonna be a stillborn or gonna live a few hours.
Right.
So it was really not worth having.
And it would have been, this wasn't just one person's opinion. She'd been to several doctors.
No, she wanted the baby.
She wanted the baby. Yeah. Like she's like, I this isn't, Jack and Diane who, 18 years old. And
she had 2 kids already. Right. She wanted the third.
This was a planned child.
Yes.
And so upon having it, they start having huge complications week 18, 19, something like this, where this baby is either going to die, is either going to be born stillborn, or
die in utero, or
it's going to make it, and it's going to be about 4 or 5 days in the incubator, and then it's going to crap out in there.
Yep.
And so she got this judge who to do, first of all, the Texas abortion laws are barbaric please stop.
They also claimed that it was, putting her life at risk, but Dan said that wasn't the case.
But still, anyway, I mean, let's say that her life isn't at risk. I'll tell you, nobody wants to deliver a dead baby.
No, certainly not a baby.
I mean, like if all experts have said that your baby is going to come out of your vagina dead, or it's only going to live a matter of hours or days. There was not one doctor that said, hey, this baby might make it to 6. This baby might be okay. This baby might end up being, normal. Nobody has said that. The most liberal diagnosis was the baby would live a couple days. Like that's,
I think hours is what they said.
Right.
Like it was.
You got to suck that out. You got to get that out of there, because the more that it's just like having rotten, it can't be good for your body to house something that's not healthy.
And also think about this. I don't think she's that young either. So the quicker that she can get this out and start again. Oh, she was 31. Yeah. Oh, okay.
John Kosek, $100.
Love him. My little Hoosier. Love him. I'll see him too. So she's good. The judge says, yeah, get that baby out. You know what? Abortion clinics, fire it up for this chick. Well, then the Attorney General steps in.
And the the Texas Supreme Court.
Texas Supreme Court checks in. Everybody starts getting their mouths up in the business. Now she has to fly out of state to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just ridiculous. My Lord, the amount of evangelical religious bunch of nonsense that we try to incorporate. The conservatives have got it all wrong. The average conservative wants things like the way I want things. The average conservative isn't my mother and my mom. My mom at 78 years old that's been a lifelong Republican. She wouldn't want this woman not to be able to get an abortion. My mom, she's like, yeah, the baby, my mom believes in abortion.
She's a big fan. Tried to jump you out.
I think she did. My mom. I might have an interesting dichotomy in the fact that my mom is for abortion, and abortion was illegal when she was carrying me, and had abortion been legal, she would have sucked me out.
You think so?
No, she absolutely.
Okay.
She and Anna, when we talk about jumping me out, she really did try to jump me out.
Yeah.
Like somebody told her, if you go jump on the trampolines every day, there was this little amusement park by the fairgrounds, and it was called Trampoline Land, and they had these little trampolines. And you couldn't even have them in today's world, because around each trampoline were like rocks.
Oh, nice.
Like not mulch, but like little, like rocks.
Did she ever take you there when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
We used to. She never told me that she'd been there. Yeah. Hey, listen, Bubba. Yeah, at 6, you and Larry Plummer can go to Trampoline Land. No, they actually, you know what they did, Lummy? They changed Trampoline Land into a putt-putt course.
Oh.
Too many kids got hurt.
I bet.
Or aborted. Sorry.
Yeah. Or attempted.
Attempted abortion.
I think the urban legend around Warsaw, Indiana, was to jump your kid out, much like the urban legend at Pinellas County Women's Prison is that Bubba will buy your ID badge. You know how that is, right?
Yeah, 20 bucks.
So now woman Anna Katie Cox, age 31, mother of 2, has to now go travel out of state to get said abortion. Right? Now,
Yep.
is she suing the state, or is it just
I don't know if that's happened yet, but they're just detailing, an update because the judge greenlit it, and then the next day was, I think, paused by the Supreme Court, the Texas Supreme Court, and then Monday they shot it down.
After a week of legal whiplash and threats of prosecution from Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, our client Kim Cox has been forced to flee her home state of Texas to get a time-sensitive abortion care needed to protect her health and future and fertility. The Center of Reproductive Rights confirmed on social media it's unclear where Cox will have the abortion.
Probably went to New York or something.
Yeah. Update a week after legal. This is basically it's just what I just said. Man, here's the thing. Is that like these politicians, like this guy right here?
Mm-hmm.
This is Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. I got to think that most Texans you guys have already, you politicians, I don't know that abortion ever was a referendum on the Texas ballot. Every place that the abortion has been on a ballot, Ohio, Kansas, it's passed with flying colors. People, no matter what political affiliation, people want abortions.
Mm-hmm.
They do. Even conservatives. And so that's why I don't know why the conservatives are doubling down so much on the abortion, because most conservatives want the woman to have the ability to get rid of that baby up until the third trimester.
Yeah.
After 23, 24 weeks where the baby can live outside of the mom, then that's where we start getting gray. We can't do that. But we can't do that. And why can't we just have some hard rules? We obviously have hard rules that you can't have one. Why can't we just have some hard rules? Why can't we meet across party lines and say, listen, Johnny Democrat, you want it wide open, and I want it. I'm Johnny red-faced red pill conservative, and I want no abortion. Okay. Well, how about we come to a compromise?
Well, there's really no compromising when you think that any abortion is murder. That's how the far right views it. I wouldn't even say the far right. I'm going to say the evangelicals.
Let's say that it is. Let's say that it is.
Yeah.
It's less of that the earlier it is.
Sure.
But
this is a pretty
that
midterm
thing, that little cashew. That little pear in your body. Now when it's a cashew, man, whatever. That thing ain't got nothing going on. But when it becomes the size of like your fist, a man's fist, well, now we got us a little thingy.
Right. But where is that line in the sand?
I don't know.
Exactly. So that's why the evangelicals just go, hard line in the sand. It's wrong. God loves every being. But that's not true.
Well,
I'll
tell you what. So. God then needs to love the woman that has this little peanut inside of her and her ability not to have it because she thinks that it'll ruin her life. Or is God into the ruin the life business, or is he in the
God works in mysterious ways.
God needs to be in the I want to make all my children that are living and made it happy. And what's going to make me happy if I'm a woman in Texas is the ability, the right for me to do what I want with my body up until a certain point. Like again, we can have like a 22, 23-week gimmick here. If you're a woman and you're pregnant and you don't know by week 22 or 23, by that time you've had so many prenatal x-rays and scans and ultrasounds and embryonic fluid tested. And Lummy, you just had a kid 2 years ago. Yeah. From 0 months to, like 6-7 months, weeks 0 through 20, they are testing. They are putting Ashley through a lot.
Oh, a lot.
They are really, really dialing in the health of your child, of your fetus. And by week 17, 18, where some of this really bad stuff starts popping up, I need to have a week or two to be able to get this thing out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a conservative.
Right.
I just don't believe in the Bible. That's the problem.
You're not a conservative.
We
by the way.
put too much emphasis on religion. Religion isn't the one of the most fundamental things that our country is built upon is the separation of church and state.
Actually, it's Judeo-Christian values, but
isn't it?
I think that came later, like way later.
But separation of church and state is fundamentally the way we're supposed to operate.
I mean, it was not on the founding fathers list of things, but it came later.
But hold on, it did come later.
Yes.
That's a very important thing. Right?
Yeah.
The
It is,
separation of
absolutely.
church and state is a very important thing. And to me, it's like by mandating you have to have abortions, there are no abortions. That's a separation of church and state.
Not necessarily, because there are people who are atheists who think that abortion is wrong. They just think it's murder and murder is wrong, but you don't really need to infuse God into that stance. Kind of like me, where I'm like, yeah, it's probably wrong, but like, I don't really care. That's how I feel. I think it's wrong, but also I don't really care.
So let me just tell you this, okay? You think it's wrong.
Yeah.
You don't really care.
Exactly.
But
can those two things coexist?
No, yes, of course. But don't you fundamentally think that if you were pregnant,
yeah,
you should have, up until a certain point, you should have, and your significant other.
Sure.
Well, you know, there's several different ways. Maybe your significant other leaves leaves you, and you're like, I don't know if I want to have a kid of my own, and then all of a sudden you start doing the prenatal stuff, and your kid's showing markers.
Right, but again, we're punishing the fetus here. That's what they would say.
You didn't let me finish.
Sorry, go ahead.
Appreciate it.
Sorry.
You're not going to have a normal kid.
Yeah.
You're doing all this prenatal stuff. Your kid that you're carrying in your belly, even though your guy left you,
Yeah.
you're still going to keep it. But now at, week 12, 13, 14, you're seeing, Down syndrome. You're seeing a lot of these markers that are coming up that's going to ensure the fact that your baby is not going to be normal. It's going to need a lifelong, like Brandon the Quad. It's going to be a lot. His poor mom. Having Brandon the Quad is a life sentence. You are babysitting another human being for the rest of your natural life. Are you not?
Well, I think Brandon was toward the end when he was getting strangled by the ability.
No. I'm not saying about Brandon's condition. I'm just saying, Anna. So if you know that you're going to have a child that requires care for the rest of your life, don't you want the ability to make that decision?
Of course.
Okay, then.
I just think it'd be wrong to abort it, probably.
So you.
But I would do it anyways. How many times do I think, oh, this is wrong, and I do it anyways? Every day of my life.
I mean,
every day of my life, I make the wrong choice knowingly.
Like you're a Ziegler.
Pardon?
You're a Ziegler.
I'm into blasting.
No, you're a hypocrite.
Who isn't a hypocrite?
That's right. We all are.
I'm not a hypocrite.
I mean, I probably say 100 hypocritical things a day. Everybody are hypocrites.
I'm transparent about my hypocrisy. Does that still make me?
But you're a hypocrite, though.
If I think
you're like, oh my God,
wrong,
it's murder. It's but I have mine sucked out.
Well,
I mean, that's what you just said. You said
yes. I think it's murder, and it's probably wrong, but I would do it anyways.
Right. That's the isn't that the foundation of being a hypocrite? I verbally say this is very bad, but I secretly am going to get it sucked out of my...
But I'm not secretly saying anything. I'm being completely transparent. I think I'm just being honest. That, yes, I would love to have the choice to do that, but also I think it's probably not right. But also, I don't care. So there's that too.
So if you live in the state where you can't have one, then you can't get it sucked out.
Yeah.
But if you live in a state where it's your choice, because guess what? Newsflash, bitch. It's your body.
Yeah, but it's also not your body.
Oh, jeez.
Don't you think? It's a separate entity. It's not all your DNA. It's not identical to you. It's a different being with its own DNA. So even though it's housed in your body, it's not your body.
Anna, guess what?
What?
Have your Downs baby then, okay? Just have it.
Yeah, Anna.
I just don't ask me to watch it, okay?
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
And this is a hit town, and I'm a hit deputy doing a hit job in a hit jail.
Was that bad? Did you watch the latest Shane Gillis special?
No.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know? He's the guy who does the Trump impression. He talks about having an uncle with Down syndrome, and he's like, people are like, "Oh, is he okay?" He's like, he's doing better than everyone I know." Like,
Yeah. What's up, Terry? What's up, Terry?
Let's do Super Beats.
Super Beats next. Heart health. Fucking good for you. Thank you, Jonathan. Steve did new one up there. Melissa Carpenter. Kevin Keith. Bubba, do you want to do Stein after Short and come back to him?
Yeah, because I need to be on 6 usually with him. So we'll do Super Beats, and then we'll do something fast.
You want to do the Tucker thing since our lead or our headline?
No, I'm gonna do Belichick real fast.
Oh, okay.
And then go into T's and go into Alex.
Watch.
So Super Beats, listen. Super Beats, Belichick, break Alex.
All right, sounds good. Oh no.
You want to go?
Oh, no. Macho heard me.
You want to go?
I would never go, Bubba.
I wouldn't go. Isn't that what the hockey guys tell each other? You gonna go?
Yeah.
You want to go?
Want to go? Oh, no. Oh, no. Bubba, did you get a PayPal yet?
Peppermint Factory in there.
They'll get a PayPal.
Yeah. Did anyone give me a PayPal yet today?
Let me check. I don't think so. Maybe. I gotta get it. Hold on here.
Lamborghini Mercy. Is Babyface gonna be tomorrow? He said no, right?
No. I'm bringing South End tomorrow for you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
No, I don't think I am.
Do it. Me and other boys, man. Oh, okay. What are you doing for Christmas, Barry?
My sisters.
Oh, she's making all the food again?
Yeah, of course.
Nice. Are you doing double dipping, Lum Lum?
Nope.
Nope. They're coming to you.
Yep.
Yep.
One and done.
Nice. Lamborghini Mercy. That bitch, she's so thirsty. Give that juicy melon and oh, we have Alex Stein on.
Treats and Chives for 49 months.
Is that right?
Yep.
I forgot.
Iggy.
Can't you see? Sometimes your messages hypnotize me. Yeah, good.
Pablo Chico.
No, I mean, I ain't got nothing on PayPal today. Why did you somebody tell you, or you just
This guy's playing hardball.
Human misery has never sounded so good.
My life is over and I'm gonna wind up working at Red Lobster.
We're back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Alex Stein will be having on here momentarily, so let me get through this Super Beat Heart Chews. Lummy, you and I together, my friend. Did you know over half of the U.S. population would benefit from blood pressure support? We all have a heartfelt reason to support our blood pressure. And paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. Over 30,000 5-star reviews in waiting. Super Beet Heart Chews support heart-healthy circulation. So you not only get blood pressure support, but you also get productive heart-healthy energy without the crash. Support your heart health with Super Beet Heart Chews and get a free 30-day supply of Super Beets Heart Chews, and then you're going to get a full-size bag of, let me tell me what you're going to get.
Turmeric.
Oh, that turmeric stuff, it's the best.
It is.
It's all valued at $25, and it's only going to happen at BubbaLovesBeats.com. Again, to get this very exclusive offer. They've been with us for a long time. I love these people. Thank you so much for all that you do, and thank you, Bubba Army, for going to BubbaLovesBeats.com. Thank you. Appreciate you. Probably involve Rhett in this next conversation quickly. And then words, but because Alex Stein is coming up next. But did you see where their Bill Belichick has announced, or the Patriots have announced, or somebody's announced that after the end of this year,
they're moving on.
Belichick's moving on.
Yeah.
Is that 100% or is that just speculation?
I think that's locked in.
Yeah, it's so they waited a couple of weeks because Robert Kraft is the type of guy where he was going to give Belichick the whole season anyways. But apparently the decision was made after they came home from that Colts game in Germany, which, Lummy, I don't know if you remember, but on the sports show that week, I did predict the Patriots to lose and Bill Belichick to come home without a job. So I was kind of half right.
Half right.
More than half right. I'd say 3/4. Please.
Well, he's still there.
He still technically has a job.
And he's the GM too. So do they hire? And I don't even know. Are there any head coaches now that are general managers too? Like it used to be, Bill Parcells, and I think maybe who was the original 49er guy? The original Bill Walsh. Is Pete Carroll the general manager?
No, I don't think he is.
See, Rhett, I don't even know that coaches come with that now. Like it used to be, there were a handful of, 3 or 4 or 5. Chuck Gruden sometimes would be a general manager, right?
Yeah.
So, is there even any coaches that are in the circulation and the potential head coach hopper that come with general manager status? I don't think there is.
The closest one would be Jerry Jones.
No, but he's not available.
Yeah, so I mean, there's
people that
not...
are available to be a head coach of an NFL football team. I don't think any of them come with the tenure and knowledge that they can throw in the general manager kicker like the Bill Parcells and the Bill Belichick's. Bill Belichick's probably that will be the last to go.
Yeah, he's the only one who's been doing it for a while. Sorry, I misunderstood your question at first.
Yeah, so. Is there early on preliminarily, favorites in the New England Patriot job?
They were talking about, again, the hot offense coordinator from the Dolphins.
There's the guy in Detroit, too, Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator. Those are the 2 big sexy names. There's a name not a lot of people...
How about the guy from the Eagles, or how about one of the guys from the Cowboys?
I'm sure they'll come up more as the year goes on, but the guy from Detroit and Miami are the two biggest names I've heard.
Boy, Mike McCarthy kind of reinvented himself. He got thrown out of Green Bay. Hell, they fired McCarthy with 3 games to go. And
you didn't like him, did you?
He was all right.
Towards the end, he seemed like he got a little a little tough to stomach.
Right. And then you don't understand, he had this big, huge compound in Green Bay. And he had a lot of his, 3 or 4 of his assistants stayed on, and they just worked on game planning, and they would work as if they were head coaches.
Really?
Yeah, and find different play packages and all kinds of different things. And I think he sat out. Was it 1 or 2 years he sat out before he went on to?
I believe it was 2.
Yeah, for the Cowboys, and then he went to the Cowboys, and then it was shaky at first, and just now it's kind of starting to get where he's good, right? And they don't want to. I mean, every year he's on the hot seat.
Yeah,
but you know what? The thing about it is, if you're the head coach for Dallas and you're not winning, you're on the hot seat.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, please.
I mean, that's a no-brainer right there. Jerry Jones wishes he could be.
Speaking of the hot seat, there he is.
Yeah.
So, Lummy, can we tell him? Here, I'll just tell him right now. Hey, buddy, we're live. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
New Proactive Clean, an acne routine for sensitive skin. Dermatologist developed and tested to clear mild acne and occasional breakouts.
Well, we got 6 minutes of commercials that I'm gonna hit and come back to you, okay, bud?
I'm ready to go.
All right, buddy.
1, 2, 3.
The audio torture never stops. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Look at fucking Charlie's World. Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
That's a good one.
What is wrong? He's dancing with a ribbon.
He's a great guy, great guy.
He's actually really nice.
I got the ultimate Charlie Belcher Iggy that would blow this town's... Oh, I need to talk about that.
Nah, you don't know shit.
Okay. And I can't even tell you just because of your mouth. It might get out.
Oh, because of my mouth?
Yeah, but I got the ultimate.
You don't know shit.
Oh, he knows all about fucking Charlie.
Here we go. I'm going to text it to Lummy just to see his reaction.
I can't wait because that guy's a weirdo.
For real.
I
This
can
is
only imagine.
And Lummy, this is a shoot.
People,
This is a fucking shoot. and
shoot.
I can get multiple verifications on it, okay?
You don't know shit.
He's kind of a dick.
He's nice to me.
Oh, he's nice to me, too.
Is he? So that's why you're not going to ruin his life?
Right.
That's very nice of you. You don't know shit.
Best. Yeah, I keep that one in the wraps from Anna.
I mean, and hey, and I got texts to verify.
Yeah, right.
Okay, bitch. I'm about to get mine on your fucking head. God, I just want to smash her in the face.
Try. Do it. I'll call the police. You'll end up shot and dead. So,
They'll be here in 3 hours.
You don't.
3 hours.
You don't know shit. Oh, I can do that too. Don't act like you're squinting trying to see my boobies.
Bubba, kick her ass.
No, you're moving your shoulder.
No, I'm not.
Look.
Kick her ass.
Kick her ass.
Look.
Oh, yeah?
Choke her out.
Because I don't see any movement. Zero.
Give him the acorn.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Do you really bob your head like that?
Oh, yeah.
That's unsightly.
Ah! That thing's like a Coke can now.
I can take control.
It's a monster can.
Manhandle a bitch!
Ah!
Show them out!
I think...
Careful! Tap! Oh, you're wearing your gorilla shirt, too.
He's like a gorilla. He's so strong. Strongest man I know.
Oh, I just got swowed down. I was all swowed up now. Somebody who came in more swowed than me.
Yeah.
Makes me who's if I'm playing swow and then a swow guy walks in, I gotta de-swow real fast. Yeah. Or you look stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
The real swow guy.
Yeah.
Now hold on, as soon as he leaves, I can swow back up now, see?
You think you look as good as him in that stringer?
No, fuck no. I look stupid. Yeah, but I will tell you, he pulls it the fuck off.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Fucking Macho Man, man. He's a good-looking
back.
dude.
Yeah.
Macho Man's a good-looking dude, man.
Yeah, I can rug it.
My name is Alex Stein.
Very intense.
What's he got his Biden hat on for?
And a Barstool
He's
sweatshirt.
fucking
too.
Alex Stein. That's what he does.
How do I make my little screen bigger? I don't think I do, see?
It's so tiny.
I should like that. Hey, buddy, hey. Are you looking at porn? You're very intently looking at something very intense.
I'm trying to book my bar flight, but it's making...
Lummy, where are we getting this feedback from, Mommy?
Lummy. Free proactive brush to start your journey at proactive.com and get a free pore cleansing brush with your routine.
Open one of your windows.
Oh, hold on here. Yeah, it's something in there.
Probably the sun.
Where's it at?
Oh, I see.
Right here. I mean, look.
News Channel 8 that always like fire.
New Proactive Clean. An active
Lummy, I just got rid of this stuff. I just got rid of all this stuff.
Proactive Clean is the only thing I found.
I don't want Proactive Clean. Stop Proactive cleaning me, bitch. About to get mine.
The only show that can talk about nothing. The use of all Bubba-isms is prohibited without
Alex Stein standing by picking his nose.
This is not staged. It's not nothing.
Red-faced alcoholic, cocaine, meth.
Right. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, we got our good friend from just right outside the poor side of Dallas, Alex Stein. Alex, how are you, my friend? You just look horrible. Like I feel bad that you're not taking care of yourself since the death of your best friend. You've really just let yourself go, buddy. You're fat-faced, everything.
Well, it's funny you say that, Bubba. It's really cute that you would bring up my appearance because, I'll be honest, emotionally, I'm not doing well. But
yeah, but hold on. But listen, who is your friend? I will take your call in the middle of the night. I truly love you. I truly love you.
Friend.
And these appearances aren't one of, oh, let's have Alex Stein on because he's Alex Stein. These are two friends. We've become friends.
Yes, we have.
I'm having my friend on every Wednesday at 9:15. He happens to be Alex Stein. He works for Glenn Beck and the Blaze. He has viral sensations when he, does all types of stuff.
Donald Trump mentioned him.
Donald Trump mentioned him.
Donald Trump's
by the way, if you hadn't listened to me, you probably wouldn't even have gotten the fleeting mention that you did. But because you baby-faced, you only had one little zinger in there, which was pretty damn funny. I think because you baby-faced and put him over so hard, you got you got him on tape recognizing you, and that's the long play.
No, you're right. You're right. And I wanted to do Culture Jam. I wanted to talk about this and that, and maybe potentially call out Trump. But I mean, I just didn't do that because I do respect him. He was a president.
So here's the deal. And so when he becomes the president, don't think that you couldn't potentially get a, White House Correspondents' Dinner, like be in that circle where you're friend, not foe, and your media, and you get an interview with him, or you're invited to a function at the White House. That's what, you're the guy that you work for, Glenn Beck, that's the level he's on, right?
That is the level that he's on. But another thing, Bubba, at this elite party, the $1,000 ticket, it did feel a little pretentious. It felt a lot pretentious.
Well, hold on. $1,000 a plate is as pretentious as you get. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade.
Let's just call. It was a fun event, great event. I would do it again. I'd go again.
But you got him to say your name. He knows who you are. You're on his radar, and he knows you're friend, not foe. And that's going to end up working out better for you than had you did some kind of viral yippee-yo, make them look stupid, cause some type of disruption. And that would have been good for the week or two of viralness that it got, but it would have destroyed you long-term with him. He would, he's like Nixon. He doesn't ever forget nothing. You know that.
No, he doesn't. He really is. He's like, he has an iron trap for a mind. But it's funny that you bring all this up because, we are having a huge day here at Blaze TV with Alex Stein because my biological stepfather is gracing me today with a 30-minute Zoom interview, a guy by the name of Tucker CARLSON, who used to be a regular guest on your program.
Oh, wow.
Oh, interesting.
Will you tell him that I actually had a text exchange with him yesterday, a good one, and would you just tell him I said hi?
I will, and then I'm trying to get you and Gavin McInnes. I talked to his people, and I pitched, not that I pitched to them, but I said you have to get Bubba the Love Sponge and Gavin McInnes on the new Tucker CARLSON network. So I think they will.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you're doing Tucker. This is going to be
He's doing me. He's doing me, technically.
I know. So is he coming to Dallas?
No, he's in Maine.
Boca. Wherever
or Florida or Maine. But hey, he's giving me 30 minutes on Zoom. I got every kind of gimmick. I got the fake DNA test. I got the 9/11 questions, the vaccine, chemtrail, every conspiracy. We got about 4 or 5 gimmicks.
Well, good. Tell him I said hi, and I would hope that maybe one of these days he'd do my show because he's doing shows now promoting his thing. And
Tucker CARLSON Network,
right?
Yeah,
and I got a pretty big, I got a decent following, right? I mean,
100K. We've got the 100K plaque.
Not only that, but if you take all my platforms combined, I'm at like 22 million views. Like if you take, that's not bad, is it?
Well, I'm going to talk about. I just told Jimmy to pull up the clip, but it's from your show. I'm having trouble finding it. Where Tucker talked about having gold plates or something. What did he do? He got in trouble because he said that he had a butler. Somebody was telling me.
Yeah, there's multiple of that. Yeah, he always had maids and services.
Yeah,
which is great. Yeah. I mean, I would love to have an Ethiopian maid.
As a friend, I'm kind of asking you, like maybe keep some of that Bubba heat away from this interview, please.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not even. As a friend, I will obviously always put you over, but I feel like Bubba, I feel like Gavin, two people. I feel like that they're relevant to the conversation that we might be having.
Yeah, maybe.
Just don't play the audio, though.
How's your good friend Alex Jones doing? He seems to be unleashed now that he's on Twitter. Do you think we could get him on the show?
Yeah, I think he's he's very paranoid. I think we'd have to try to set up.
His handler's very nice. She's very nice, but he's just always very busy.
Hold on.
Daria.
So Lummy, you've dealt with Alex Jones's handlers. Tell me.
Daria, that's his main producer.
Yeah.
That's not
tell
just
me
his
how
handler.
Tell me how it goes, Lummy.
She says that she'll talk to him usually, and then I'll follow up with her, and she'll come back and say, maybe on the next time, or
now hold on.
He just has a very busy
Alex,
schedule.
I'm not going to let Alex Jones job me out because you know what? I'm from the same cut. I'm just below Howard when it comes to radio royalty, and like I've been doing radio longer than he has, and I don't say that I'm as successful as he has with his InfoWars because that thing's brilliant. But like I feel like he's jobbing me out, like he's treating me like I'm Fort Wayne, Indiana guy. I'm Bubba the mother effing Love Sponge.
I don't think he's jobbing you out because there's other people that want him on the show, but he's traveling now. When he travels with his wife Erica, like it seems like always going on vacation. I think they're actually trying to vacation, not work and do all that stuff. So I don't know that. I'm just white knighting for him right now because I'm guessing if he's in Tampa, he's probably wants to go to the beach, have a cocktail, and not work.
Is he in Tampa?
No, sometimes he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that was one time.
Him.
And then we tried to do Zoom, but she said it just didn't work out with his schedule.
Well, now I'm really pissed if he was actually in Tampa.
Oh yeah, he was. He was there. He was at a church.
That was like 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah,
He was we were trying to get him in. Yeah,
I tried so hard. I talked to Owen. I talked to 4 different people there to try to.
Well,
make
I
it
feel like
happen.
a charity case, man, and I'm like Bubba the mother effing love sponge, and I feel like I'm some charity case.
Well, you have to remember that Alex Jones gets asked to be on every podcast in existence. So I don't think it's like a personal dig on you that there's always people that want him because his views, anything he touches, I mean, the views are going to skyrocket. So
do you think that eventually Tuck will have me on his or he will be on my show? Do you think eventually?
I predict that you and Gavin McInnes will both be on his new show.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. You still look, as I mentioned earlier about your appearance, and you just freshly having lost your best friend Hank.
You knew very well the man that you got to hang out with, you sat on the apron with. You might have had limited interaction, but Hank had such a big personality that he made.
I had to tell Hank. I actually had to tell Hank when we were on the apron. It was me and Rob Kahn, and I had to tell him Hank, settle down.
That's Hank.
Yeah, I'm like Hank,
See,
settle down.
Hank. That's like me.
Me and
Settle
Rob.
down, Alex.
Me and Rob got this. You don't know what you're talking about. and so just be quiet. Just have that scarf around your neck and look like the manager that you are, okay, with that cowboy hat. And I bet he slicked his hair back 4,000 times that night. It
was a hot night. It was a hot night. He was stressing for his best friend. There's a lot of heat in that atmosphere. We were in enemy territory. We were the visiting team.
Now, has Jason Ellis gone on to say anything about that fight or that appearance or anything like that?
Jason Ellis he's really having a bad time. I didn't realize, Jason Ellis is bisexual, and he just tweeted out the other day that he had to delete the gay dating apps on his phone because he can't have gay sex while he's sober. He's trying to go sober, so every day he's been tweeting 15 days sober, 16 days sober. So Jason Ellis is going through it, and that's why when I pressed him,
when you say sober, do you mean like alcohol? Do you mean drugs? Do you mean all vices? What do you mean?
See, I've always known Jason Ellis from the Howard Stern days, but I didn't follow him. I kind of, lost track of him. Then with the fight, I started following him again. Now I caught up with him. I think Jason was on hard drugs at the event because people are tweeting at him, "Are you California sober? Are you California sober?" Which means you can smoke and do, THC or whatever. And he said, no, he's full sober. And then he also tweeted that he crashed his car 2 nights ago and that he's lucky to be alive. So Jason Ellis he's going through it.
After he had that, mental stare down with me. We all.
Dude, you had him shook. And
I just let him know you're in my You're in my town. You're not going to do a Montreal screw job to my guy, bitch. I know what you're doing. So a lot of times if you tell people you know what they're up to, then they'll do a reverse, they
reverse Uno.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they know they're caught and then they don't want you to see
this is the conversation that I heard. The referee comes up and says, I don't know, what are we going to do here? And Ellis goes, we're going to give it to who's that
Harrington.
guy? Harrington. And then this little dude who looked like he might be part of the sanctioning body or something
that
like
that. Guy, he was the official ref. The official guy.
I think he was like maybe there representing the state of Florida Boxing Commission or something like that. He was like the commissioner.
He's the guy we had to give our blood test to, all this stuff.
Exactly.
He was a legal person.
I think he knew who I was because I think obviously he's a Floridian, and I go before he can even start chiming in. I start saying, "Oh no, hell no," because at that time is what's the fighter's name? Harrington. Yeah. Harrington has now come up. You're in your corner just trying to find a couple extra cubic inches of oxygen because you're like, like you're dying. You're absolutely dying. And I can hear the fix getting ready to get in because that I'm right there on the apron. If you watch the footage, you can see I'm literally nearly shoulder to shoulder with, like I'm within arm's reach of Ellis. So
and Ellis has given me the worst play-by-play ever. Every time
I know.
I mean,
The Harrington would get one little bunny punch, and Ellis would go, "Oh my God, Harrington scores a body shot." Meanwhile, you do like a couple nice overhand rights that really connected, a real couple nice good jabs, a couple good uppercuts, and he would just be like, Stein. He wouldn't even say anything.
No,
he wouldn't even say. But if Harrington just like barely grazed, he'd be like, "Oh, a big bomb from Harrington on the right side." So so that Harrington comes up and goes, "Ring the bell, bitch, ring the bell," as if it was a tie and they needed to go one more round, right? Well, then I start yelling, "No way, that wasn't the effing deal. That wasn't the effing deal. We're not going another round. You guys have a winner, so call it." And the referee and Ellis kind of start talking, and I turned to it looked like somewhat of an Asian guy, but he was a commissioner. I'm like, man,
he looked Filipino. He had a Filipino.
Kind of like that. Good looking guy, a little shorter. And I'm like, man, they're screwing my guy. The fix is in. This is bullcrap. We're not going an extra round, and we won 2 of the 3 rounds. He turns to me and he goes, "Calm down. I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to let it happen," meaning he's not going to let the screw job comes in. And then at that point, they award. I think me and Rob Kahn had a big presence. A big part of you winning, I think.
I agree, but also Hank being there, I think, helped a little bit. I mean, you put it over the top, but we had a huge... I mean, Montoya, my actual boxing coach, he was scared to get on the apron with you and Hank.
Yeah, don't even bring him next time.
I know, no, I haven't trained. I have to get back in the gym, but I don't know if I'm going to start training with Montoya. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm taking a little time off boxing, but I need to get back into the training
because you're looking puffy. You're looking puffy. Man, when you took your shirt off, you looked good as hell down here. When you were in fighting shape, the night that you fought, you looked really good. You really did.
I was 215, at the weigh-in, I was 220 exactly, or 221, I believe.
What was he? Fat ass.
He was 225, 224.
Okay. He doesn't carry 225 as good as you do. No,
but I'm taller than him. But he was like a brick house. I was like punching a brick wall because he's so thick.
Because he's so stupid. That's why.
Yeah,
he is. But I'll have to fight him again. And next time it's going to be TKO.
Oh, so next time he won't get through the second. I promise you. If you listen, if you listen.
No, you're right. But listen, let's talk about this real quick. We got to talk about I know we already brought up Tucker, but this is a big interview. This is the last week of my Blaze show. Then I'm off 2 weeks in BARP. I'm buying my tickets to BARP right now. I'm flying Frontier Airlines there, the cheapest airline.
You better. I got you a place to stay. You know that. And
but what do I do in this Tucker Carlson? I need something to go pop. I need something to do. I mean, I was thinking about doing the fake DNA test and put some milk.
No, like where he's your stepdad. That's Zookeeper. This is Tucker Carlson. Like Tucker Carlson doesn't want to be part of an Andy Kaufman high spot. He doesn't want that.
Yeah, but is it?
I'm just trying to help you.
I know. But do we really want to have?
Yeah, but you know what?
CNN sit down. Don't we want to do something? Bizarre, avant-garde, or something.
But what he would probably prefer would be he scoops. You go out and do something, Plano, council, city council deal or something like that, and you give him the scoop of it. Because that's what he really, really likes when you go out and mess with people. That's what would you not agree? Every time I hear him talk,
loves that.
Every time I hear Tucker Carlson talk about you, he's like, man, that Alex Stein, he goes to the city council meetings and he's not afraid to show up in a swimsuit and be pro-trans and gays for Hamas and just, the guy is just shot out of a cannon. And then that's what he knows you as. So you go do one, but you don't release it, and you're like, Tucker, listen, here's what I brought today. I'm debuting my latest disruption.
Listen to this. Monday, I just had a long weekend, worked all weekend, so I didn't go to the Plano City Council. They had Hamas terrorists shut down this Monday at Plano City Council. They had to have they called in a bomb dog because they found a bag.
And you missed it.
I missed it. And the first time ever, they had over 20 people signed up, all pro, anti-Israel, pro-Hamas people.
You
and
should have walked in with the big Israeli flag, like the Iron Sheik, and be like, "BB is my daddy." You should have done all that.
I know, and then it got so hectic they had to call in a bomb. They called in a bomb.
And you
threat
could have
because-
actually been on the right side of that, but been on the wrong side of their stuff, but been on the right side of society, being pro-Israel. John, you could call yourself Johnny Israel, and you have a big shirt that's made out of the Israeli flag, and you got like
Or if I wore the Gays for Palestine shirt there and did that bit there, they would have been like, "Oh, we don't stand with that." We don't stand. But they canceled the meeting. Only 3 people spoke, and then they called a bomb threat because one of the cops walked outside.
Well, you need to. Okay, when you going on Tucker
today, he's coming on my show.
Oh, you can't.
Oh yeah, you're done. You're done.
You're done.
You can't do. You can't zookeeper him. You got to give him some hot exclusive stuff that nobody's seen, that he's seen for the first time, and that's what he likes. He doesn't like your zookeeper stuff. He likes your he likes your your disruptive stuff. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, give him some ideas.
See, now you're flipping out right now because you had this.
No, I'm not flipping out. I mean, I have a whole list of questions, a gaggle of questions. I'm talking to him about. I want to ask him the deepest, darkest conspiracies about 9/11, about the moon landing, flat Earth, this and that. I'm just saying crazy. I want to get crazy clips because the viral clip that I've had that it just shocked the world is I asked Vivek Ramaswamy if 9/11 was an inside job, and he said that the government did lie about Saudi Arabia's involvement. CNN played it, MSNBC, Fox News, every major media outlet played that clip. Because they wanted to know.
So why don't you stick with that then instead of the
this time you got
I am going to ask that.
I would just stay question Willie's. I think that you're kind of getting off path a little bit if you go with this goofy stunt, "you're my stepdad" kind of deal. Like that's just my opinion. I think it takes a credibility.
What if I had it with milk in it and then I spilled the sample on one of my?
That's not going to get picked up by CNN. I don't know, man.
It's stupid.
I watched a John Daly one, man, and it was just back and forth. And it was, John Daly sitting there drinking, his vodka and smoking cigarettes, and just they're talking, and it was interesting. Then, him doing something stupid.
Yeah.
You spilling milk on the.
Yeah, next thing, and you're trying to prove that he's your stepdad and the whole 9 yards, and I was gonna
have a guy come out and do the Maury thing, and then say I was gonna say that he's not my father, and then we could just shut it down. All the rumors. I would apologize and say I will no longer say that you're my dad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of skip all that. He's just too credible for that. I mean, I don't know. It seems like you got it kind of embrazened into your little head that that's what you want to do. So
I don't have to do that. I'm just saying I'm interviewing him in here a couple hours. We're doing a pre-taped interview. He's giving me an hour.
What I would do is I would tell on myself. I would say, "Hey, Tuck, you know what? I've always had this gimmick where you're my dad, and I was going to do this DNA gimmick and this big Maury Povich high spot of the whole 9 yards. But then I thought I didn't want to waste your time. You're a legitimate journalist. Like maybe tell on yourself that you called it off and see what his reaction on that would be. Maybe. What do you think?"
That I called the audible and said, "Hey, look."
Tucker, like all he cares about. I would actually offer him some Nicorette patch.
There you go.
He loves.
I'm asking him about Zen. I'm going to ask him about Zen. Yeah, he loves the dip the Zen. So tell me this.
Nobody else likes the patch. He likes the Nicorette patch. So I'd have a box of patches waiting for him and a hard pack of Marlboros because he likes them both.
What is the over/under? I don't know if you give it an over/under, Lummy, that I'm going to say that Bubba let Hogan blast his wife. What are the chances? You think I'll say it twice?
Probably, yeah.
You mean as far as asking him his opinion?
Yeah, or just somehow coming up. Just my buddy, my mentor, Bubba the Love Sponge. He let Hogan blast, and I'm just saying. Do you think?
What you should do is, I just want you to know this is what you should do. Is you just say, listen, I don't know if you know or not, but Bubba's kind of used his template he had with you every Tuesday with me. And I call in every Wednesday now at 9:15. Do you think that being on Bubba's show will catapult to me as high as it catapulted you? That's the gimmick.
Yeah. That's a good question.
And then you say, would you not agree that Bubba was probably one of the very first people to really, really have you on a regular basis on an uncensored format where you could truly just say whatever, and you used to say some of the craziest stuff that might get into some good topic right there.
And then
I'm going to say that. I think that would be good.
So can you go ahead and practice it? I want to make sure it's done correctly.
Well, I just want to say, Tucker, having an uncensored interview with you is such an honor. But, you've done a lot of these uncensored interviews with a friend, very good friend of mine, Bubba the Love Sponge. Some of these interviews have been picked up by Media Matters, and in some of the, subjects, they were taken out of context. But, I'm actually a regular call-in on that show as well.
I've taken your place.
I've taken your place as a regular caller.
You used to call in on Tuesdays. Well, now I call in every Wednesday.
Do you give any credit to Bubba the Love Sponge for your meteoric rise at all, or do you think
I'm going to have the same type of meteoric rise as you did?
Yeah.
Because after you appeared on Bubba, man, you just skyrocketed.
I know it was like a launch
But
pad.
don't
You're
dog
like
me, like put me over a little bit.
Don't say the C word this time again.
What C word?
I won't even
Don't
bring
say
up
the C
Hogan.
word.
I won't bring up any of that.
No Hogan, yeah. I'd be like, maybe poor guy got railroaded on the
So did Heather.
Yeah, poor guy got railroaded on the sex tape. Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
But R.I.P. because this is my first time I talked to you about this off the air. But Ralph Sorella, I listened to the whole 2-hour clip of Ralph calling.
You actually texted me and goes like, "This is the kind of stuff your guys need to put out as much as you possibly can."
It was great because you guys argued with Heather about his shoes, and then the candle, and then you had your side of it where you babyface and you made up with him because you're smart. You didn't want to fight with Howard's lover. But I mean, listen, I love Ralph.
You probably knew my position. I'm like, listen, a lot of people hate this guy, but I'm going to baby on him because he's a direct lifeline into Howard.
And then I called you because Brent is in there. And Brent goes, Eli Manning was going to have more Super Bowls than Peyton Manning. Yeah. And he was right. I mean, Peyton caught up to him, but
everybody thought he was insane at the time.
They were like, Eli Manning, he looks like
an ass bucket.
Yeah, he looks like he has Down syndrome. And everybody says I look like Eli Manning. It's funny how y'all are bashing the way Eli looks, and people say that I look like him so much.
I can see it.
So, but Brent was on fire in the interview. You guys,
I gotta tell you,
Ralph's mom lives in Tampa, right near y'all.
Yeah,
so I didn't know all this.
I emailed Howard the day that he announced Ralph died, that morning, and I emailed Howard, and first thing in the subject line was, "Listen, sorry to email you during your show," because he's really particular about that. If you have his personal email and phone number like I do, you just know when that sweet spot is, and it's about noon to 2. That's about what it is to have any type of correspondence with him. So never do I get a hold of him during his show, but I automatically in the subject line, I'm sorry to contact you during the show, but I heard about Ralph's passing. I think his mother lives down here. If she needs anything, somebody to go to the grocery store, somebody to do anything, yard work or anything like that, please give her my information, or give somebody to my information to her, because we're down here, boots on the ground, willing to help. And he said, Bubba, thank you so much. You're truly a friend, and I really loved and miss Ralph. What he said.
Well, that's good.
When's Ralph's funeral?
I'm not sure.
Have they talked about it?
I think he said on air that they're going to cremate him, because supposedly he said he wanted some of Ralph's remains. But you know what the weird thing is, and obviously, because I know your connection with Howard, I'm not going to bash Howard.
Don't bash Howard, please.
No, I'm not. I respect Howard.
I don't allow Howard bashing. So
I agree, but one thing Fred said in the thing at the end, and this is what made my antenna go up. This is no Howard bashing though. Is that he said, Ralph could have exposed you. He could have turned his back on you. He had many opportunities to do that, but he never did. He always stayed loyal and never went to the press, never did anything. Fred mentioned that. Then it just made me think, what's he going to go to the press and say?
They actually edited that soundbite out of
the replays.
The
replays.
Show?
Yeah. They took that out?
They did. If you go on YouTube and you look up the official Howard upload, they cut that whole minute part out.
Bubba, there was something weird about the way he talked. Like he had, I don't know. It was very
Ralph's
ominous.
very loyal. Ralph's very loyal.
Ralph's the most loyal, and Ralph's the most loyal.
Ralph was a good dude. He really was, and he's Howard's best friends. And I'm sure that they have. I'm sure, like me and Larry Plummer, my best friend, we have secrets. Best friends have secrets. You and Hank had secrets.
Me and Hank had secrets, and then one of our buddies, we did a deal where we gave some painkillers to one of our teachers in college, and I purposely never really told that story publicly because I didn't want to get in trouble. But then on my show, I told this beautiful story about how the teacher tried to sleep with me, and this is all true. Man. I make up a lot of stuff. And then my buddies, oh, that's so insensitive that you told the story. I'm like, no, I was in the story with him. I mean, now I think it's okay.
He tried to sleep with you? Teacher tried to sleep with you, a guy?
She said this, and we got to clean it up for the air. But she made us give. It's a long story.
Oh, it's a girl. You should have blasted her.
She looked like a rhinoceros, but listen what she said to me.
Nice. By the way, nice Barstool Sports sweatshirt. Nice.
I know. You see that?
Yeah.
I'm storming Barstool. I'm trying to get some more heat with them. But long story short, because I really need to give you the whole Willie, the whole full.
Don't worry. You got about 2 minutes.
I know, but so I don't have that. So basically, Hank, we walked into class on like one of these mini semester 2 weeks classes. Hank, the teacher joked that, oh, I'm out of Adderall. Hank goes, oh, I know where to find it. Then after the class, she pulled Hank to the side. She said, I don't really need Adderall. I need pain pills. We found those. And then 2 weeks later, the last day before the show, before the semester ends, but it's one of these 2 week semester deals.
Well, hold on. I know the story because you guys got her pain pills so that you didn't have to go to class for the entire semester and you would get A's. So that's why you delivered her the mass quantities of pain pills, but she did you dirty.
The second time, though, she came over. She goes, can I ask you a personal question? I said, what is that? She says, have you ever slept with a woman whose vaginal opening is too tight? And I go, and I'm cleaning this up for the radio. I go, no. She goes, well, it's just too tight. I go, oh, I've never had that issue. She goes, well, I'm seeing a guy and he always makes me give him can we say BJ on there? No,
I just say oral.
To give him oral because he says that my vagina is too tight.
Right.
So she's propositioning me.
What she was saying is she's too fat and he can't find it.
Well, or that she was saying, I want to suck on yours, or I want you to taste
easy.
it.
Yeah, let's get crazy.
Jesus.
So the pain pills probably got you an A, but not taking her up on her advancements probably got you a D.
I pushed the line because I felt at this point maybe I have to take one for the team.
You should have.
Yeah, you should have.
Listen, a lot of my friends think that the way that you break a bad spell or a bad luck is to sleep with a 300-pound woman.
Yeah, that's a big baseball thing.
Hank said the same thing.
Yeah. It's an urban legend, Anna. It's called a slump buster. If you sleep with a woman over 300 pounds, you're supposed to get out of your slump.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And then all the girls come your way.
Chicks made that up.
Exactly.
I think the fat chick. I think the girl we had earlier. The fat bitch made that up.
Probably.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good lie. It works. I mean.
So listen, man, you got Tucker on today. That is a definite good high spot for you. It incorporates you and him. And it would be, I think it'd be huge.
Yeah.
So don't forget it. You'll probably forget it.
I'll forget it. Yeah, I've already forgot.
Don't forget it. It's better than having some stupid Maury Povich, are you really my dad, fake DNA that nobody's really believing except your own stupidity. I mean, meanwhile, asking him questions about the show that he was previously on and that now you're on and is a part of. Do you think that this is an appetizer to you hitting it big time like he did?
And I think that question would be good. I just hope my scatterbrain doesn't all of a sudden start going to this and start going to the Bubba.
Oh, it will.
This.
It will.
And then Bubba we're talking about.
Then I'll hate you for a couple weeks. And then I'll ban you from BARP. And then I'll take your.
You can't ban me from BARP.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Let me reach out to Alex privately and say, don't mess this up.
Yeah,
this is a hell of an opportunity to get a good soundbite for both you and Bubba. This is an opportunity to get a good soundbite for both me and you from a guy that's arguably.
Well, what if I bash Howard?
No, don't bash Howard. Just keep Howard out of
Tucker. Yeah, because Tucker has to be a friend of Howard.
Just keep Howard out of it. Keep Howard out of it. Keep Howard off your lips, bitch.
Okay.
God, what did he ever do to you?
I'm trying to get clicks and hits on the internet.
You'll get clicks and hits. You don't got to make fun of Howard doing it, bitch. About to get mines. All right, listen. I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Why bother with broadcasting excellence when you can have broadcasting decadence instead? The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I have to get mine.
Are you about to get yours?
I have to get mine. Don't you think? What's up, everybody? What's up, hippie short stroker? Oh, fuck. Well, good thing the show's over.
What a glutton. What a fucking glutton. Say it.
I can't. I'm a fucking glutton.
You're such a paper tiger.
What do you mean?
You just are a paper tiger.
I can't help it.
You don't know. You don't. That's one. That's a Bubba.
I can't help it.
But that's a Bubba-ism that you don't even know of.
What?
Paper tiger.
What do you mean I don't know it? Of course I know it.
You don't know what paper tiger is. When we call somebody a paper tiger.
Yeah, I do.
What does it mean?
Like a little fucking pussy boy.
Okay.
God. Think I'm fucking stupid?
Think I'm stupid?
No, I almost said the R word.
I know you did.
Happy National Hoodie Hoop. Hoodie Hoop. Past that. Is it his birthday? Are you gonna. You look at you fucking degenerate gambler. Bubba, are you allowing, what's his name? Pedro to come on Friday?
I've talked to Lummy about it.
See you on Friday, bitch. That's rude. Yeah, I saw Paper Tiger. Bill Burr. And he also calls fucking Creatine Joe's Paper Tiger.
I mean, I just lost all $10,000
Haha.
Oh no!
on my bookie. I had $10,500. I just lost every dollar of it.
Everything on blackjack?
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta reject this.
Oh, that's BS.
And I'm proud of it.
My neck.
That's
My
a
bad.
whole 5 minutes.
It's the Lummy motherfucking sports shiz next. Say it.
Lummy motherfucking sports shiz next.
My neck, my back,
My pussy and my crack. What do you think? Yes or no?
I've got an idea. Time to man up.
I gotta poop so bad.
Man up and be brutally honest.
And you're calling me crazy?
Or I'm gonna kill you. We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
How many of you think that Alex is going to pull off what we need him to pull off efficiently and the way we asked him to with Tucker Carlson, or is he going to bury us and piss off Tucker?
I think he'll.
I think the more.
he'll listen.
I think the more that he drives the Media Matters stuff home, the more it's going to irritate Tucker. If he uses the, "You were on Bubba's show, I'm on Bubba's show. Do you think it'll, catapult me like it did you? What do you think about?" I hope it stays like that and it doesn't go to the Media Matters deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, stay away from that.
Yeah, see if you can maybe put your little 2 cents in on that.
Well, that's what I told him. I said no audio because I'm not even going to help him try to find that stuff.
Anna sounds like a drunk.
I can't help it.
She got the hiccups out of just out of thin air. She literally got the hiccups, Lummy.
I didn't even take a sip of water or nothing.
Lummy, I'm out of here.
Goodbye, Bubba.
It's the Lummy Mother Effin' Sports Show starring Rhett. Coming up next. Lummy, I'm going to go upstairs and pack and ship rings.
Want me to help?
No, Anna. We have a little system, me and the crick.
Okay.
Lummy, have a good time.
Thank you, Bubba.
Don't forget, Bubba Army HQ. Bubba Army HQ. Go navigate around. We're putting new stuff up daily. It's basically the Netflix of my life. Almost every show I've done, every bit that Ned did, every album, just everything. Subscribe, be a sergeant or a lieutenant, or you don't even have to subscribe. You can get it for free and be a grunt just by subscribing and giving us your information, your email address, and establishing a screen name. That makes you a grunt. That gets you some stuff. BubbaArmyHQ.com. BubbaArmyHQ.com. Lummy, you in right next?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Co-host and show historian, Lummox.
Co-host, Anna Hummel.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra, of Council.
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.